Yeah, I'll make it so they can see this
I'm gonna
instead.
eat a little snack real quick, a little snackaroo. We're live, by the way. I mean,
It's fine.
I'm sure no
Oh,
one's
can they
seen yet.
see us or just see the background?
They'll be in a second, but
Can they see us or the backdrop?
just the
Like
background,
back thing.
just the
Oh,
background.
I'll do this so you have
Oh
more
my
color.
god.
Is this better?
What better? No, dude, I'm already adding a poster.
No, don't change my backdrop beyond my
I
natural
got
state.
you, bro. Don't even worry
No, I
about
don't
it.
trust. I don't trust
Why
you.
wouldn't you trust me? Just let me. Let
I
me.
don't.
What are you
No,
even
no, no, no.
talking about?
Just have it be my natural place. Last time there was fireworks.
Last time was fireworks.
Yeah, dude, I just had a company come to my apartment, replace the battery in my iPhone 6S,
Okay.
and it only cost $40 US.
Nice.
Yeah, it's partly bad that it's so cheap. It's because they're paying the workers so cheap.
No, I mean,
But
do you have like
it's
insurance on it,
also
or what's the deal?
no. I bought this used like 4 years ago off a teacher,
Oh wow.
but the battery was dying, so I just instantly go to this Fixerman company here, that's like fixes everything, and they literally like came to my apartment, took my phone, brought it to their van, came back 15 minutes later, brand new battery and iPhone, and only cost $40 US.
That's
And they came
crazy.
to my
That's crazy. Alexa, good morning.
yo. I didn't see this person say what's up with my. I didn't
Check.
see anybody say anything.
Alexa said,
Yeah,
I
I
was
wrote check.
watching the host and a wild Charlie appeared.
Oh,
Oh, I gotta delete that. We're not running late. We're running on time. Boom. Delete. Delete. I'll come up.
yeah. I have been feeling good still in my chest. I back over 1300.
Nice.
So I'm happy. And then I've been looking at my win rate things overall, and I have a positive win rate in most things.
There you go.
So I don't know. It's just, it's hard. I think for some reason this summer I lost like this. Do you know some people play chess, but they're not actively playing chess? They're just kind of going through the motions.
Sure. That happens.
I think that's maybe what I was doing for a little while. Like I wasn't like literally checking like waiting for the person to make that first blunder and then jumping on it. Like
I'm,
as
I'm gonna
fast as you would
I'm gonna
jump on a
show our
candy bar.
faces. I hate you so much. I'm gonna. Transition. We're here. Boom. There we are. We are live.
Yeah, I'm nervous when my phone shows me what the hell it's
What do you
the
mean?
bros. What's up,
What
Drew?
do you
How
mean you're
you doing?
nervous? Hey Drew, how's it going, man? Why would you
Yo,
be
Mohammed,
nervous?
what's it say? What's
Oh
it gonna do?
God.
Oh, the screen's missing. Oh, it's nothing. It's just my note. No, what's this little picture of a man? I can't see it. I can't tell what it is. Is it a man? Is it Daniel Hasselhoff? I can't tell what it is. Whatever it is, take it off.
No! I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? I don't have
Yeah.
anything. You have a
Yeah,
poster
take
of
that.
Rocky Balboa in the back. I don't know.
No, I don't have a poster of anything
Yeah, you do.
behind me.
Right behind your left shoulder.
Yeah, it's definitely just a blank wall.
I don't know about that.
Uh, that sucks, true, but it's also good. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You don't know about Alexa, but no, I don't know. I think we get in ruts where we stop, like when we're doing puzzles, we're actually looking, but when we're playing the games, we're just kind of like. So I think this happened before, and by switching my opening and trying to learn a new one, I'm like actively looking at and calculating again. So it's
Okay.
helping.
Yeah, that happens. Like you just kind of start moving pieces just for moving pieces, and you're not really
I
paying
do wish
attention.
I got into more end games. I feel like end games I'm good at. Not all games go that far. I know, Scotty, you're above 1300 again too. Well, for the first time, I should say. You're above 1300 now too.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta cross that 1400 threshold again.
I haven't, like, I was sick last week, and then I've been working on tactics and stuff, but I haven't been playing much ever since I got sick. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to get back into it. It was played a couple of games, but for the most part, I've just been doing tactics.
Oh, it is Rocky
Freddie
Balboa.
Patzer.
Yo, take Rocky Balboa off of me. And you messed up the screen somehow, did you? No.
Oh, I didn't mess anything up.
Yeah, you did.
I never put Rocky up anywhere, dude.
No, but there's no puzzle board anymore either.
I didn't start one.
Yeah, what's up, Zero Sum? I was just looking through the vlog and I saw Zero Sum in a Dojo Scrubs video. It was pretty cool.
Boom, right there.
The Bros.
Oh god, I just burnt my mouth. Oh god, that hurt.
Why do you make coffee too hot?
I don't know. I just do.
Dude, I hate that. I hate when people give me food or drinks that's too hot that I can't eat it in that moment.
Yeah, Drew, you weren't on there. I was slightly confused. I like it. I like when it's hot. It is. I mean, it's not. Either way. I don't know, Freddie Patcher, I think I said it, but just in case if I didn't, thank you again for the subscription. Resubscription. Oh, nice. Good for you.
I don't know why you want to go to Florida, but...
What do you mean about what's wrong with Florida?
No, I actually have one of my best friends in my life. A dude I met in Bermuda lives in Florida.
Okay.
But I don't know. Some people are crazy in Florida, but that's everywhere.
People are crazy everywhere, my guy. Are you in live chess?
Dude, Muhammad's in car. No, it's okay. Read what Muhammad said, guys. It might be beneficial for you.
They have blind.
True. I didn't suggest you go to the Middle East.
Muhammad, what do you mean they have blind tactics? I don't understand. How are you supposed to do tactics blind? Like, how does that work? Like, do you look at it for a second and then you don't look at it anymore?
It is in the middle.
It is in the middle?
I don't know. Tan your back, tan your legs, tan your butt. I don't know what you want to tan. My answer is B3 so far, Scotty.
Just an improvement to the stream really quick.
What the hell did you do? All I see is Rocky Balboa with my shoulder still on my phone. Oh, you made him bigger. What the? No, my face. What the?
Alright, well. Alright, anyone have a clue here? What the puzzle is?
I said B3.
Obviously, I need to set it up. Give me a minute, folks. We were supposed to have Costa
Freddie,
today come on stream, but he just got us St. Louis, and D4 is never the answer. D4 is absolute E4. All right, E4.
No, B3.
Let's get this all right, everyone. E4, not D4.
Not E4 either. B3 right
Alexa,
now.
it's E4's Best Buy test. What are you talking about? Can't change it.
They're all good.
You want to join us today? Yeah, why not? You want to you want to join us, Drew? Yeah, that's fine. Let me restart the Zoom. I need to switch zooms. Zooms, as the kids. That's what the kids call it.
I'm out of Discord, so that means I have to go back in.
Yeah, you gotta go back in. Give me a second. I can
picture
Hold on.
I can picture Drew starting his own like chess in the outback, or chess outdoors, or something like that.
All right, give me a second.
Evan, this dude invited Drew Clark to the board, to the stream, so he's gonna reset Zoom, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta start a new Zoom with the ability to have multiple people, so I need to log into the chess dojo instead of my personal one. Anyway, be back, folks. Well, actually, Charlie will be back. I'll still be here. You can hear my voice, not my face. All right. Cool. I hope they didn't change that password. Please make my life easier. Please make my... Yes! New meeting. Here's my face again. Sorry, you'll have to look at it. Can't read chat at the moment, by the way. There's that. And Drew, where are you? There it is, Drew. Come on in. Come on in. The water's fine. No, this isn't a puzzle position. This isn't a puzzle position. This is just us trying to get Nordovic in here because he wanted to stream, and yeah. Oh, waiting on host. That's me. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, there it is. There it is. Admit. Admit. Hey, my bad. My bad. I didn't know that I needed to accept you all into this. Do you want to talk really quick, Drew?
Yeah. What's up?
It works. All right, we're all here. Look at that. Look at that.
How we doing?
Yeah. So everyone, we need to figure out what the best move is here. So figure it out.
Cool.
Just kidding. What am I doing?
I would go with E4.
You're trying to take a picture that was divided in half and change it into thirds.
Yeah. I'm looking for the. Hoki, if you're in here, can you change the guest on the Dojo Bros to Nordovic or Drew or whatever?
It's clearly E4, by the way. Just in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, clearly.
He's doing it now. Oh, so you're gonna just split me in half with you? Okay.
Sorry, it wasn't planned. It was actually supposed to be Kostya, but I don't know if you heard Kostya couldn't make it today because he was tired. Or I think he had stuff to do because of he just got back from St. Louis, or actually was on his way back. So.
How are you dividing this, Scotty? The videos.
I need a second. I need to look for the.
Nice C3. That's not that. That's very a flexible opening.
Yeah, I feel like, is it knight F3 more common than knight C3, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, knight F3 is the ready, I believe. But knight C3 is very flexible too. I've been doing B3 lately.
He has.
Oh yeah, the Lasker, whatever you guys did against me on that one game on the consultation with.
You gotta blame Cry. I saw Cry do that to you again in a game, and I was like, oh, this looks very interesting.
All right, and then like Cry thought I was just like I was cheating because he's like, man, these are all straight engine moves, and I was just playing natural moves for like 8 moves, but he's like, this is still engine. I don't know what he's doing, but this is engine. I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
I think he was just busting your butt. I don't think he really thought you were cheating.
Thank you. Thank you,
I don't think
Hokie.
he really thought it was either. But I was
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
engine moves apparently for the first like 8 moves in that, which is not an opening I really know. But
Oh, this is a great idea. So you're gonna have this wonderful face above us, and then
Well,
Scotty and I
it's
below.
the only layout I have for 3 people. Our guest.
No, it's fine. I'm being legit honest. He
our
thought I was
guest-
trolling or something.
Our guest gets the larger cam. Always.
I think that's a very kind thing to do.
Aw.
As long as.
All right. Hopefully we didn't lose everybody. Everybody, we're just being welcoming.
So do you still throw in some King's Gambit here and there, Charlie?
No, after I did that for 2 months, I generally rotated things for 2 months. Black, though, I feel like I found my 2 openings that I don't want to switch from, which is like the Hyper Accelerated Dragon and the Nimzo. And then white, I finally think I'm stuck for the Nimzo Larson for a while too.
Yep.
So this Nimzo guy, I should look him up. He apparently
right.
is similar to me.
Look at that. Look at that. Look how professional that looks.
We're
Yo, Muhammad, you be quiet.
I'm sorry,
yo,
Hokie.
this is-
I didn't know you didn't know that it was the 3 cam.
This is a pro stream right here. Pro stream.
Very
Thank you so much
cool.
for switching. Thank you for being on the ball, as always. So, all right, Nordvik, tell us about your recent chess adventures. What's been going on? And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be happy listening because I'm going to be setting up positions for puzzles. So.
Well, I just got to play an NMOTB last night. So that
Oh,
was
okay.
cool.
A what?
Yeah.
A some. You say an OTB or something before the OTB?
An OTB. Yeah, it was like our weekly
Oh, okay.
tournament. And
He
I
did
got to-
mumble
and
an M
nice.
in there, but whatever.
I had a buy, so he did a simul with me and an unrated, and he drew the unrated. So this guy must be, I don't know, there's this whole weird thing. There's apparently people who can draw NMs and be unrated, believe it or not.
Well, you gotta trust people that don't play rated games that much.
Ah.
Most likely they're dishonest pieces. I'm just kidding. It's just
Well,
Scotty
I mean,
doesn't
it
play
was
many
OTB,
rated.
so I didn't see him take too many bathroom breaks.
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
I love OTB.
I haven't
just
gotten a
don't do
chance
it
to play
often.
OTB in a while. I was playing before my second kid was born. Actually, a little after too, because I had the in-laws helping out. But ever since they went back to their house and aren't helping out anymore, it's been hard for me to actually go OTB. Anyway, this is black to move.
Okay.
Oh, let me switch the
Alright.
board.
Oh my god, don't look at the line. Oh, thank you.
Can we flip the board?
Yeah, I can flip the board, but so can you. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I did it for me.
Are you in live chess?
No, I mean I could be if you'd like me to. Yeah.
Yeah, I can invite you to it.
Cool. Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Okay, let's see here. Live chess.
Dude, I'm jealous of
It's a shame.
Drew's
It's a shame.
greenery.
I haven't.
Dude, his greenery in this backdrop, man, that I love having plants in my
You
house.
had a poster of Rocky a few seconds ago, but you demanded to take it down.
No, in
Right.
reality though, I wish I could have plants, but my cats eat them and go crazy over that crap.
So we're looking for a black to move kind of.
Yeah.
deal.
Let me just check it over, because if not, Charlie gets mad and yells at me. If it's
Well,
not-
dude, we wasted valuable moments of our life. Like
Yeah,
I've
we
aged
have.
a little.
We have.
Puzzles.
we have. I'm sorry. All right, this puzzle is correct. Amundo. I have to say Amundo. I don't know. All right,
Like
black to
normal,
move.
chat can do what they like. We don't look at the chat. Like it's on my phone down below, so you guys can talk to each other. Don't worry about it.
Mitch.
My
Mitch.
I'll
Hey.
just say my first instinct, which is just D5, right?
Welcome,
Like-
Mitch. That could be the answer. Mitch, I thank you for the rip description. And while we're here, I actually had a question for you. I thought you were a nurse, not an actuarian, or if that's the
No, he's an
word.
actuary.
I thought he was a nurse.
No, dude, that guy, you can't tell he crunches numbers and enjoys it.
I don't know. Like,
Dude, he does chessable.
nurses
Like,
are
it's
really
like-
smart. Like, I don't know. All right.
Yeah, but they're also really like he likes numbers more than people. I'm pretty sure.
That's fair. That's fair. Your wife is a nurse.
His
See,
wife
I
is
wasn't
a
that wrong. I wasn't that off. Anyway, black to move.
All right.
You think you said D5? Is that what you said?
D5 is my first, is like kind of like just my instinct, in the situation. But,
All right.
But it does allow the knight to come into C5, so I'm liking it less now. In fact, I really don't like it anymore, so just ignore it.
Just ignore it. I like it. Just ignore it.
Just ignore it.
My first instinct that I'm calculating is actually just, even though we haven't fully developed yet, but for some reason B4 is calling my name.
B4?
I don't know why. It's just what I'm looking at.
B4 is not bad.
I like B4.
I'm trying to see what the options the knight has to go after.
I mean, just 92 then, I guess.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Are we foreseeing anything else after that? Is there any follow-up?
Mitch, that's how I feel with like my wife is a doctor and she can like watch like those surgery videos or even the pimple popper videos and I literally just want to throw up every time.
Dr. Pimple Popper?
Oh,
dude, that's what you do when you can't go to sleep at night.
Oh no, that's what you do.
Well,
that's
before there was
gross.
Before there was chess, there was Dr. Pimple Popper. Okay, for me now it's freaking Scotty.
Knight G6 is another fun thing.
Yeah, but what happens when they just go to F5?
Then then we get a knight on either E5 or H4. But I'm thinking E5.
I wish our pawn was already on D5 so we could just like push to D4. Oh.
Is there any themes to these puzzles that we're looking at right now, or is it just
No. I could tell you the theme if you want me to. I'll have to look it up.
No, I mean, like, if it's not presented with it, then like
no, it's not. I'd have to look.
Dude, I think it's knight B4.
I like knight B4.
Threatening the fork. Threaten the fork, and you also open up the bishop on the diagonal.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at knight to D4 sacking or something funny, weird, but yeah, this is a lot better.
Yeah, I like that move. The defenses could be just simply moving the rook. I don't know if they can castle in this position, but that's a choice too. I know that we have the C file open, but might be a choice nonetheless. And then after that happens, how do we handle just A3 and like what happens with that?
No, but I think what the deal is, if we go to B4, they spend a tempo to defend it, and then if they bring their queen back, maybe we can then go D5. I don't know.
If it were white, that's actually a great point. I'm going to flip the board on my end so everyone can see it. If it were white to move, is there an immediate threat? Great question. That's something that I often forget to ask myself in these puzzles.
Oh, geez, I didn't know. See, you can tell this guy's pro. I'm thinking white's next moves is either castle or bishop to G2.
Oh, what's interesting is as opposed to doing this like slow rook to C1, white could actually counter knight to B4 with knight to D4.
Wait, what?
As opposed to playing rook C1 after knight B4. You can play knight D4, protecting the pawn, like backwards. Although then we might be able to kick. No, not really. I was trying to think. Then is there the follow up of E5? Now F. Ooh, this is a tricky line, right? Because then if E5, trying to kick the knight, then if F takes E, D takes E. Does white have a follow-up, or do they have to lose their C2 pawn? Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Does that all make sense? I'm just trying to see.
I don't know.
Like what that position would yield. But also rook C1. I mean, we don't even have a counter to rook C1 either that looks like we're gaining Like, what's our objective? D5 with rook C1? I don't know. Those are the two counters to the rook B4. But I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish it was a simple.
I agree.
I don't see
White is ahead in development. They're occupying more space in the center.
It's just an attack at that point.
There has to be a tactic.
Even better than both of those is just bishop to D3, developing the bishop and protecting your C2 pawn.
Maybe the answer, if it's just a development, though, is just G6 and then fiend shadow the bishop.
On that note, a move like knight B4 does stop. Oh, not stop, but does.
It hammers their development more further.
Hammers?
Then it's two. But then you're moving the knight an extra.
You know
time.
the word I meant. Hampers. Hampers?
No, it actually, in fact, it lets white develop further because they're developing their bishop to D3, protecting their C2 pawn. So it doesn't hamper development.
Oh, if they do that, that's true. If they do that with bishop, that's a great point, Drew.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm still liking this idea of knight G6 because it lets our bishop eventually get back. It opens up our bishop, to do things after some sort of D5.
You said knight what 6?
Knight G6.
Knight G6?
Yeah, that's my favorite move right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't come up with one. Like it's.
I guess if you did knight G6, another pro is the queen has that dark square diagonal all the way to H4, which is.
Oh yeah, that too.
Too much.
There's a lot of threat with that. I think knight G6 is a bunch of threats.
But what happens if they just poke the dog and just say F5?
Okay.
You then take
we
take
already
with your
talked
pawn.
about this. I just played knight E5 or knight H4.
But then you're on the rim.
Or I play E5 and I'm not on the rim.
Okay. I'm not gonna look at the answers.
E5 is right.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just tell you the theme. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is a very exact. It's a very
precision.
It's a very telling theme. So we might get it after this.
Okay.
Pawn sack creates outpost.
Oh, interesting. So is it D5? That's a pawn sack. But where's the outpost?
Then it would just be a trade.
Well, they have 3 attackers and then we only have 2 defenders.
Yeah. It's got to be a different one. Let's look at all the potential outposts. Can't be F5.
Does it say outpost for bishop or probably for a knight?
Nope,
right?
Doesn't say that. Probably for
just
a knight.
An outpost.
Just my guess is probably one of those knights, but it doesn't say.
Oh, I'm only considering outposts being for knights, but I guess bishops exist as well.
Yeah.
Bishops are outposts.
They're not as fun.
Not quite as fun, no.
Yeah, but I prefer bishops long term.
I'm not seeing the outpost with D5.
These puzzles are
so... What about G5?
For reals?
I don't like G5, but I could be wrong.
It's a move.
Yeah, that's like a... Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right.
I'm not necessarily a good player either, then.
I'm looking for a pawn sack that gives me an outpost, and G5 does that.
Yeah, but what if they don't take?
Well, then I'm going to take.
And then
and ruin their pawn structure.
No, I'm not I'm not dissing your idea. I just don't know. This is genuinely a hard position. It's from this book. It's an amazing book. We hate it. It's Practical Chess Exercises. Whew, okay. I just think it's time to look. Oh, G5! Look at that!
Nuh-uh.
No way.
You're lying.
Wait.
I'm not.
No, he's
why would I
trolling.
lie? It's G5 right there.
Because you're Scotty. You would lie? Of course you would. It's not G5. No
All right.
way.
It's straight up G5?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do
What?
legal moves only. All right. Boom.
Yo, this is the worst
No
puzzle I've ever seen in my
way.
life.
All right. F
Who
takes,
does this?
F takes G5, and the reason why F takes G5s, like this guy's actually giving more than usual.
Oh, now you're gonna have 95.
Other moves
Yeah.
concede E5 without pocketing the offered material.
Dang.
Example. So otherwise, and they actually go. He actually goes into. Are you serious? I can't. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me take out legal moves only. Nope, that's not.
Scotty, this is the most ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But yeah, this is an ugly
You looked in the mirror?
solution.
Oh!
I agree.
I can't move. Sorry.
Wait. What about the F6 square now, though?
Hold on.
Wait, what is Evan saying?
I gotta do legal moves only, but it's not letting me castle. I gotta be able to.
Evan, are you agreeing or like saying, yo, what's up, Overstock? I think it's the first time I ever pronounced your name correctly. Because usually in my head I mess it up.
Alright, chess.com is not letting me tell this thing to castle. Alright, give me a second. Alright, legal moves only there. That's not castling. There, okay. Boom. Alright, if this G takes F4.
Right. That seems
Queen
clear.
takes F4. Knight G6.
To G6, yeah.
Queen
Yo, this is-
G3.
Oh,
Knight C5. Huh? Oh.
what?
Knight C E5. Sorry.
I mean, that's a powerful outpost. Don't get me wrong. That's an outpost. It's just like really like what?
Who takes with the queen? All right. So actually, I'm gonna just quickly.
I know I came up with
I'm
this
like-
move, but I'm still don't like oof.
To be fair,
Dude, he was destined to be on the show.
to be fair, Alexa, while I agree with you because I actually ran this variation through my head and I took with the bishop and I didn't like it. But according to this book, according to the engine which I just put in, taking with the queen is except for a different move is the only way to get an advantage. Otherwise, white is losing if they take with the bishop. According to the engine, not by much.
Wait, white
but,
gets an advantage still?
so white is winning right now when they take with their queen.
Wait, so how is this the solution to our puzzle?
It's the solution. Hold on, I don't know. It just is.
Oh wait, our
Well,
solution is
your knights
losing?
aren't tasty. Your knights own the whole entire center of the
All
board,
right.
I guess. They're
But-
not getting kicked anytime soon.
Wait, are you not supposed to take the pawn then?
Hold on, we're getting there.
Evan,
I'm
Evan,
confused.
I don't think I'm ready for this book. This book is like take everything that's good in life and symmetric and like put it in some irregular patterns.
No,
And-
I'm genuinely curious because it sounds like we have a puzzle where when we do the moves that the puzzle says, we end up with a losing position.
Well, maybe it was losing to begin with, and now we're
I
turning
can get
our
rid of
foot
this
on it.
book. I have other books that we can go off of.
Let's keep up with it. It's an interesting strategy, you know.
I don't know.
I think it's bonkers that Drew Clark gave one of his outlandish moves, and it ended up being right. He gave one of his.
Fine, that's fair. That's fair. I do have. Okay.
These are exercises, and I'm exercised.
So actually, right now the best engine move for white is H4.
No way.
Jeez,
Actually, that makes sense, kind of.
All right,
When
whatever.
you're threatening it.
You're just saying, well, if you're gonna open up your king side, I'm gonna just activate everything and rush you.
There's no solution, only pain and suffering. All right, whatever. All right, we're moving on.
H4.
We are moving on.
Anything in the H file. Overshock
Right.
is here.
We're gonna go for an easier one.
Okay.
All right, so I don't get yelled at by Charlie Silva.
I'm still confused by the whole conclusion of whatever all that meant. But
I don't know, my
all
guy.
I know is G5 was right.
I don't
Great.
know.
You know what? To be honest, though, I do like puzzles that challenge anybody that says don't do this, never. So the ones that make you realize there's certain moments where things qualify to be considered. So it's good to just
I'm grabbing the white.
train yourself to think
Rook,
differently.
what are you doing? Chess.com.
Mitch, this is if you type in #bros, I think you'll see the name of it and a link to purchase it. Always
We can
play
move
G5.
on.
Sure.
On my personal time, I'm working on Winning Chess Tactics by Yasser Serouan, which, by the way, is an amazing book. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun with it.
Yeah. Thanks for you. No, actually, Kostia wanted us to do this book.
No, Coach just said choose either that one or this one, and I chose this one.
You bastard! You're hindering my development by wonder why you're like all of a sudden going to high.
Actually, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's He actually gave me a choice of a third book that I couldn't quite legally obtain. I have it, but I couldn't legally obtain it.
What kind of books are you looking for?
It's a Russian book. I had to like download it because I couldn't find it anywhere.
You have the Russians coming after you for espionage. Or something. Americans, I don't know. I yeah. Okay, the legality, all right. Interesting. Fair enough.
Alexa's saying that we're not ready for this
so,
book.
Anyone that hasn't read Winning Chess Tactics, Mitch, Winning Chess Tactics, not Strategies. I'm also working through Winning Chess Strategies. I just haven't finished it because I see squirrels and. But Winning Chess Tactics is a really cool book. So he works through themes. So like he'll work on pins, he'll work on forks and whatever, and he'll show you. He'll, like for the first section, for example, which is forks. He does a fork with like each individual piece, one at a time, and then he'll like throw puzzles at you, and each puzzle gets drastically harder. Like by the end of it, you're just like, I don't even know. Like the last puzzle in every section, I can't get. Like they're really hard.
I have a favorite move already it's for Black to move, I assume.
Reading the book.
You can't assume anything until it tells you.
Yeah, it's Black to move.
I'm gonna propose Rook E5.
Jeez, I didn't even get to think yet.
I'll go. All right. Well, then I won't propose it.
All right. I don't think I can change that. Nordvik, can you put the camera slightly down so people see more of your face?
I'll just sit up a bit further because
that sounds awful.
The screen is right. I can't push it down or else it'll just hit the top of my screen.
Now I can't help but look at Rook E5 and see why he's in it. Because if he drops a pawn, you've got his rook.
I kind of see this immediately, I think. Rook takes F3.
Okay, geez. Now another thing. I can't even finish one idea. I got another guy throwing an idea.
Rook takes F3. King takes Rook.
And then you take with your bishop. You take with your bishop. Check him with your rook defending.
Okay, and then
he moves the king out of the way.
King to F4.
And then you get his rook on H1. Damn, Scotty.
Damn it.
Nice.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I was not do illegal moves only.
Nice.
All right, so cool. And that being said, Evan has a great point. White can be queening.
Oh, right here, and then if you take the rook, then they have d7. But then you can just play rook to d8.
Right.
And then the bishop's going to block the pawn's advancement to c6.
Yeah, but what about if the rook just took on a7 instead?
Well, then you'll just take the pawn. Well, no. Then you play bishop to c6 anyways, and then you take the pawn. So rook takes.
I'm just trying to see it.
Because
I'm just trying to see a different move order.
Because if you do this, then there's this.
Fine. Yeah, there's that.
And then you're queening yourself. And you stopped his pawn from moving down to c6.
Yep.
I like this. Scotty starts so freaking fast, so I was too busy listening another option.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I completely ignored what happened on the with white pieces in terms of the potential queening. I just saw that tactic of pinning, skewering, whatever you want to call it.
I think that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, that rook is enough to block. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I didn't see d7. I just kind of saw what I saw.
Yeah, but we're all smart enough to know that we have to block it.
Okay, so instead of that rook a7 right away.
Okay, now we'll just play here. It's this. I mean, it's just a different move order, but we're getting to the same position, right?
I think you're wasting a tempo zone moving there. Shouldn't you just go to b3?
No,
No, because this is just safe.
Yeah, no, b3 is a move. b3 is a move.
I guess. I mean, you could, but then when there's this.
And now you're in the same place as you were, except you're a pawn further up the board.
b3 is a move.
I don't think it matters either
I like
way.
b3. No, I like b3. b3 is good.
Block the d pawn, and you're.
Of course it matters. It's chess. Everything matters.
Yeah, b3 is good. b3 is good.
I think you're winning either way, though.
Give the guy something to worry about, you know?
All right.
All right, cool. And the answer is skewer. Remove the guard. Yay! Black wins material. Rook f3. And it doesn't talk about the follow up. But yeah. And I'm just quickly gonna turn it on. What happens once we're here? Turn it on. If you're interested, anyone, -4. So. I know we're not supposed to use engine, but that's just to give you an idea where we are.
Scotty's always, Bruce is always watching.
I'm not using it for I'm just using it just to like get a general idea.
It doesn't matter. What do you?
Don't tell him.
I'm gonna give you a good nickname. I'm not gonna say it though on stream.
All right, go ahead. What's the nickname?
No, it's fine.
I mean, I call you Charlie Blunders.
I just give you a hint, but you're too slow to pick it up.
So I was talking during a postmortem that David was on the other week about how I lost my game to a Botez Gambit, and David just feigned, he's like, "What's a Botez Gambit?" And then when I explained it, and then he's like, "Oh, that's mean," and I was like, "But it's a whole thing in the chess world." I think he actually knew what it was. I think he was just doing the David thing, but it was pretty funny.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think David knew what it was.
You don't think David knew what Botez Gambit was?
No clue.
I like it more that he doesn't. Like
Not
that's more of like a chess pop culture thing. It's not.
Knowing David, not a clue.
Like you seriously think that like he hangs out and like streams with like Ben Feingold and like you know, Anna Chess and like all these other top like Twitch people, and he has no idea what a Botez Gambit is.
Not a
I
single
think
clue.
he just does his job.
I don't think he cares.
You gotta realize
He-
Cruz
like-
is
like
like the
anything-
ultimate G.
Anything that like is I don't know if the right word is stupid, but anything that's like not serious about it, about like chess, he like doesn't care for it. Like
Just like filters it out, basically.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
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 Yep, frivolous. There
Frivolous.
you
Yeah,
go.
it's
yeah, totally. And I guess the Botezes are frivolous. That's all. No, just kidding.
David would make a good monk. Ooh, I like that word. I like that word.
That is not. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go to next.
Can I try to? Let's
Go.
do another puzzle so I can try to expand my mind.
Oh God.
All right.
Hold on.
Which word? Which word? Infernal Kush.
I respect John Bartholomew. That's the guy that I respect.
Oh, the Botez Gambit. Is that the word you're talking about? Oh, superfluous night. Superfluous. Yeah, superfluous is a great word.
I have nothing against the Botez girls, but I don't watch their streams, and I'm not a fan of the Botez Gambit or the Bong Cloud or any other silly thing.
King's Gambit.
No, that's a real opening that worked for a long time for me. Okay.
Ooh, 2 queens. This is
Nah.
exciting.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I guess there are 2 queens. They're just not on the same team.
I was like, man, this is gonna be a good little exercise.
I would never play the Bong Cloud. Not unless I got like paid to do it.
How much would you have to get paid?
$1.
$1.
Shut your mouth. 50 cents. I'm just kidding.
Cents. You have no.
I would not play it. I honestly, my integrity would suffer. I can't do
It's
it.
just a game of chess. Play everything.
Oh yeah, it's a game of chess. How many chess books do you have? I have
David
0.
says-
How many
David
chess books
says
do you
play
have now?
everything.
That's
Although
look,
Scotty has a secret drawer in his bedroom that Wes
Every
doesn't know
chess
about
book-
where he hides all his chess books.
every chess book I have has a purpose. All right. So I have like maybe 5 chess books. I have this one because Coach recommended it. I have Winning Chess Tactics because Coach recommended it. I have Winning Chess
Did you get this for your
Strategies.
birthday or Christmas?
No. I
You're allowed to like just buy stuff when you want it? Jeez.
Look, I asked my mom if I could buy it, and she said yes.
Jeez, here I am. I only buy socks and underwear once a year, and this guy can buy any chess book he wants.
Jesus Christ, dude. And then I have a Silman book. What is it called? Not Reassess Your Chess. The other one, which I started
Reassess
reading.
Your Chess?
People recommended it, and when I first started like doing stuff, and I got into it, and I thought it was too much. Then I switched over to Winning Chess Strategies because that was easier. There you go, Mitch. There you go. I literally make 0 of what my wife makes. So
But you used to make a substantial amount.
I did. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Fuck money, dude. I love my kids.
Well, of course.
Oops.
Kostya, I'm getting over the Dojo Bros now. I'm the leader now.
I'm getting fired. Oh man.
No,
Okay,
it's
take
okay.
that out.
It's
Okay, take that out. All right. Anyway.
No, I think the world needs to realize, though. We said it before. You are doing a job, but it's taking care of your kids. But if you didn't do it, and both of you worked, you'd have to pay somebody to do it. So might as well have a loved one do it.
All right. What to move?
I don't like what Black's position right now. I'll just say that.
He's been looking at it the whole time. It's Black to move. Okay, let me see.
Of course.
No. Is it Black to move? Oh, yeah. It's Black to move. My bad.
I'm gonna definitely say that I don't like. Well, okay. I mean, there's
putting it in my file. All right. Cool. I'm gonna just review it, everyone, just to make sure it's correct. Because if not, then I'll have Evan yelling at me.
Now you're blaming Evan? What a poor soul you are.
Alright, looks good. Permanent record. God, I hated school for that reason. It's gonna be on your permanent record. Everything's gonna be on your permanent record.
I'm not seeing anything I like yet.
For Black?
For Black.
I only see like one candidate move that I don't even think is good. Actually, maybe we should do what Evan says. No, never mind. Yes, but it didn't work. I was thinking.
This is a silly plan, but whatever. What if we sacked a pawn at G4, and then we let our?
That was my consideration.
Really, you were looking at the same.
That was the only thing I saw as a candidate move. But now I'm looking at. I was asking myself, what would if White was to go first? What would they do? And I just noticed they own the D file pretty hard. Their queen and their bishop's aligned. The knight's defending it. But they have 3 people versus our 2.
Would they play
Queen's
B4?
The last one to go in.
Yeah, I would say if White had a chance, it would probably play B4.
Yep.
You think White would play B4? Pick the knight.
Mitch, Nordic's decision process in puzzles. 1. Can I move the G pawn?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I mean, we could. It could. I know that this isn't. I don't know. Actually, I'm afraid of.
If we move the G pawn, they're not going to take with their H. They're going to take with their F. So we get the file, but now we give them a pass.
I like
pawn.
A4. A4 seems.
Yeah, we give them a pass pawn, but at the same time, the other thing I'm looking at is then we just play rook to F1 and then come around behind. It's just not fast enough.
I mean, let's again. I think we should look at this as if it was White to play really quick. What would White play?
Yeah, A4 eliminates the en passant. Not the en passant. The up to an initial move thing.
So if it was White to play, I think they would play B4.
And then they get that whole A file to harass our queen on the backside.
B4 is really annoying.
So how do we stop that? A4. And there really isn't many other considerations I think we can even think about.
A4 is a good move.
A4 is kind of the only thing I see.
Yeah.
All right, so Rook D7 looks like a threat. Yeah, so Rook D7 was what I was thinking, just a different way about it.
We just take the rook.
Right. But like that's what I was. That's a concern in the long run. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna pledge my vote in at A4.
I agree.
That's my vote. Yeah, I like A4 a lot.
It's the only thing that we have, really. I just wish I thought about it. I just wish I thought it.
Yeah, I didn't see it at first, but now that it's mentioned, I can't. Yeah.
Oh, it's literally like The only two options is the G or the A. And the A makes more sense because it doesn't give them anything. The other one gives them an open file and gives them a pass pawn. This doesn't give anything except it's preventative. What's that called? Prophylaxis? Whatever.
Oh, Mitch is saying that like it might not stop it. Ouch. Anybody else seeing that?
I just don't want my knight to get kicked because also I see that he's defending A6, which puts me in check. Which almost basically.
That's a great point. Rook A7 stops. Rook D7. Oh, Rook H7.
Rook A7
yeah. Okay.
Rook
Sorry.
A7 B4, right? H7, then just B4. What's stopping this B4? Or are we not worried about it? There's so many threats from white, it's painful.
Yeah, but that's why these puzzles are good because they're not the standard, like, you can get them done in 2 minutes. The more we look, the more we see, the more we question.
Unless you're scat, of course.
Let's look at this really quick. Let's just play a couple of these out. Right?
What was the next move, Rich had? A takes B, Rook takes B3.
Knight takes, or
B4, A4, A8. Knight. Wait, why can't knight take?
because now.
Oh, because now here.
Yeah, that's what I said. You don't want to lose that knight there.
So if Rook takes, but what's the threat though? Like from the perspective of white. I mean, are they really in yet? Oh, I've been looking at this queen F5 move for a while too.
Why don't we? No, you can't do that. Sugar honey iced tea.
So A4 doesn't seem to stop this. I don't even know what to do as black right now.
My heart's telling me now that this is all about a fork. Somehow, it's a fork. But we can't reach the king with a knight.
We force the king onto a different square.
How?
Okay, and then. Okay, so won't stop B4. What's another choice that we were looking at here? What was Evan saying?
Queen F5 is always just super interesting to me, but I just don't think there's time for it.
I don't know what it gains except a pawn on this H3.
I think A4 loses though entirely.
What is Drew doing here? Sacking pieces. As is his one.
There's no if there's no place the knight can go that can fork something valuable if you got one of their pieces to C4, right?
I don't think moving the knight is the trick, because of the whole thing. We need to maintain the protection of A6.
Okay, what do you mean don't take B3? Then how else do we handle this?
I don't think this is the right line. Well,
Hold on.
that makes our A4 move completely pointless.
All right, so here.
Oh, don't take there. Now Queen F5. It's not coming in though. I mean, those rooks are protecting that.
Maybe it's not. Hold on. I'm trying to think of things that are forcing.
Hmm.
Trying to do anything.
Why? It's still a thing, Mitch. Oh my god, dude! Everyone hates this book so much. We're not.
I just found it interesting that you secretly are reviewing all the good books without me.
We're at problem 63, and we have about 400 and something to go.
Good. It's
500,
nice that these only
500.
take half an hour each. We'll get there by like the time we're 40.
This is one of those guys that committed a life of abstinence, huh, that made this book.
Abstinence?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. It's 600.
Probably just abstinence from any kind of fun, really.
540 to go. Oh god, we're gonna be here a while. All right.
No fun for this guy.
All right. Well, fine. I'll neutralize threat.
That's what we've been trying to do.
I give up.
No, it only says one move. It doesn't even say why, probably.
It
That's
says
why he's
why.
laughing.
It's A4. A4
It is
the only
A4,
move.
man.
White was threatening to play B2 to
geez.
B4, hitting the knight that holds back the devastating Queen A6 check.
We saw opposite parts of it. I mentioned the A6, knight defending the A6 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this position, Todd.
Oh yeah. According to the engine, Black is losing big time.
What?
Why do you tell us
Huge.
that?
Huge.
Like, come on. Can we just... Okay. This book actually officially sucks.
Dude, we have an
knew that
affiliate
this
link
position
here.
was bad for Black.
It's plus 7 for
but
wood.
maybe
It's
it
plus
was bad to
7 for
begin with,
black.
and we made it improve. That's the thing, guys. We gotta
Yeah,
realize
was it
maybe
plus 9 before? I mean, like...
yeah, exactly.
We got from plus 9 to plus 7. All right, go team.
Actually, I want to see if it was losing to begin with.
All right. So I think
You think you want to die now?
This is just pain. I think we need to fire this book. Like, what is this book trying to do? I'm just so confused.
I'm actually enjoying it nowadays. Because it's
Well,
painful.
I mean, it's
beauty.
literally telling us to find, the moves, and then it's just like, oh, by the way, you're completely losing the whole time. Like,
True beans, true beans.
all right.
I mean, I guess that's real life in a lot of
It's
my
real
games.
life. It's real life.
I'm actually looking at King B8, but King B8 seems like in the long run.
All right,
a
let
bad
me
idea.
find. I'm gonna skip to a random page. I'm gonna find a 4-star puzzle, which is the hardest they have. Oh no! Don't look at the end. Damn it! I saw it. I saw the first move. Ah, so
Yeah,
hard.
Scotty has this, like, he tells his wife, "Oh, I'm not feeling so good." "Okay, honey." And then he goes in there, hides, gets his chess books from behind the toilet, sits down on the toilet seat, reading his puzzles, and then
All right.
pretends it's the first time you see it.
Puzzle
right now.
327. We're going for it. All right, everyone. Give me a second. I'm gonna set this up. I know Evan is looking forward to this one. I know Mitch is looking forward to this one.
Oh, man.
We still have viewers.
Caught in a landslide.
No escape,
No escape from
reality. Wait, are we starting from the beginning? Or are we just playing a game?
No, not yet.
It's the Van Geet. Let's go. What?
I'm setting up a position. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Can you tell me if it's white to move or black to move?
It is white to move.
Oh,
you're
Alpha
just
Purple
dragging
Legend.
pieces from the. Oh, I see. It's funny. Okay, I gotcha. I
Oh,
thought you were
nice.
like playing through a game, and I was like, wait, hold on.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't play through a game?
No, I
Scott?
wouldn't play through a game and make you watch without me like talking
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, everybody's got their own thing, As they say, to each their own.
All right.
So, Scott, I'm moving to California. I'm
I
excited.
heard. Well, you said that. Wait to move.
Wait,
don't look
for
at the
reals?
don't look at the answer, Scott. Oh, turn the engine off. Ooh, didn't see it. Good.
Nice.
Like
Hold
you know
on.
the lines.
You're
like
moving to California?
Yep.
All right.
For what reason? You have a job?
Work. Yep.
That's convenient.
What's your work?
Solar.
That's cool. Yeah. Charlie, we're gonna be reading chess books all the time. All the time.
We're gonna be reading this
You know-
chess book all the time.
All right. This is it.
Dubai's
White
chess
to
club
play.
hasn't responded to me yet.
Who?
No.
Dubai Chess Club hasn't responded to me.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
I think
All
they
right.
only put stuff on for publicity.
Cool.
I can't
Let's
speak.
do this.
Publicity is what I wanted to say.
All right.
So is it Black
Alexa,
Smooth?
talk.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So Ray Chang is actually Nordvik. It's just his what's that called? When you author a
Ghostwriter
book.
name?
Yeah.
Pen name?
Yeah. It's just his
Wait,
pen
Ray
name.
Chang is my ghostwriter name?
Yep.
What?
Yep. That's Evan's
What?
catching on.
I'm so confused.
We said, "What are you doing in California?" And Evan responded, "He's composing or he composes chess puzzles." Or what's your job?
Where all the answers are secretly G4.
That's what's his face's. That's Alphins's job. Alphins is the dojo composer. I haven't seen him around in a while either.
Alias, thank you.
All
all right,
I'm
cool.
trying to really think here.
Why is Bishop H6 interesting? Talk to me.
I was looking at that too, but also that blunders a piece.
All right,
Isn't
so
that just blunder a
Bishop
piece?
H6 is your line. Bishop take.
Wait, isn't it black to move?
Wait, did I say black or white? I'm sorry. It's white to move. I said white earlier.
Oh, it's white to move. Okay. It just the board was set up the other way. Okay.
Oh, jeez. Now if you go to queen to c4.
This is deep. Well, now we just take the bishop. Now there's just this.
Oh, you would take it with your.
Well, yeah, because it threatens this rook over here.
Oh yeah, and then you could do.
And then if rook moves.
Oh
then
no,
you can do
that's
this.
it. That's it. Yeah. Discover check on that.
And now you got the queen too.
Yum diddly dumptious.
Yo, can we repeat this from the beginning?
Yep. Wait.
Yo, how did he get this bishop knocking thing to
I can't
defend
go back. Why can't I go
Probably
back?
Scotty.
Oh, because I didn't do legal moves only.
What? Legal
So,
move.
do you design solar panels or something?
Yeah, I design solar systems. I'm a solar engineer.
Yeah,
He's an
that's
engineer
pretty
from the
cool.
sun. Okay.
No, he's an engineer of the future. Well, it should be 5 or 10 years ago, but
Yeah, I design stars. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's great.
So the pawn on e5 has one defender, which is the bishop. So you sidetrack them. You offer up your bishop, a sacrificial bishop.
Oh, sorry.
On h6.
Sorry. The king is misplaced. Nope, that's the wrong
What are
way.
you
Stop!
doing?
Stop! Whoever's doing things, stop, please.
I don't touch the screen ever.
Someone's doing things. Stop.
This is
Fixed
Mr.
it,
Solar.
then you unfixed it.
This is Mr. Heat Miser.
All right. I think we're good.
So bishop sack to get away the defender on the e5 square. That's how it all started. Scotty,
I'm listening.
you're not moving.
So here's an interesting thing, though, right? If it is like this, right? Here, but like, what about this move?
It's still really good. You
Is
still
it?
want to. I would take with my knight still.
So you take with your knight, and then, like,
What do you mean, and then?
I don't know. I mean, like, what have we won?
Black can't castle.
A piece.
Black can't
Yeah.
castle. Okay.
You also own the file.
Well,
Well,
is there like this kind of thing maybe, or this?
Yeah, that could happen. Oh, if you want to just pause and let it build, is what you're saying?
Maybe. I'm just trying to figure
What
out
would-
what black
what would be
black
their next
does
move?
here. What is black gonna do here? Maybe like, what is the black move here?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think black would ever be in this position.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying this
Okay,
is
so
this is
let's-
equal. This is more equal than losing a queen.
So people are telling me that. Let's see what happens if they don't take. So bishop f6.
Oh,
Bishop g5.
okay. Then bishop back.
Knight d7. Or knight d5? Knight d5.
And now that the knight takes, you got the queen.
Oh, we can still take actually. Yeah.
I would take with a knight.
Why can't he take? Oh, yeah.
Really? Wait, but this one threatens the bishop, and maybe wins the rook.
Oh, this is bad.
First.
This is bad for
I like bishop first actually, but
Knight puts it in check and makes it forcing.
it's gonna come after because they're gonna have to capture with the bishop if they don't want to lose the rook, and then you force.
Okay.
Because if they do anything else,
Well, do it reverse so we can see it the other way.
like let's say they do this, it's still there, right?
Right.
It's all still there. Like the knight's gonna make it to f6, but I think clear the bishop out first, is my theory.
All right.
Can we see it looking like what it looks like the other way?
If we go knight first, then it's just gonna be like, I don't know, bishop takes.
He doesn't even need to take though. He could just move his king.
Oh, like this? What?
Sorry.
But then if
No.
king here, then there's just like this.
Yes, I know, but if you did not bishop first, if you did knight first,
That is with knight
he-
first. Or wait, I guess that
No,
wasn't
it wasn't.
first. So knight first,
move the
king
king.
moves. Yeah,
You
same
can
problem.
still do the queen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just didn't lose your bishop.
That's funny, Zero Sum. I'm so bad at chess. All my chess books have a coloring section. That's funny. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna just tell you guys the answer now.
Didn't we already find it?
I think so, but the book answer. And the answer is G5. No, I'm just kidding. Bishop H6 deflects the defender of E5. Black loses at least a pawn. And then it gives a couple of lines. The main line that it gives, though, is bishop takes.
Knight takes, I assume.
Knight E5. Knight to C6. Knight takes D7.
So wait, this still isn't the most critical line, though. I don't think, unless I'm missing something.
I'm guessing we're missing something.
Because my question is, isn't Queen C8 stronger? Getting out of the pin.
No.
Like, what's wrong with this? This seems like a much stronger move.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah,
I think
the
because
queen's
you're
not pinned
not
anymore.
But
That's my argument.
Okay. Queen as a
Knight
pin.
D7, okay. And then at this position, it's not a lost piece since we've already sacked a bishop.
I think the point of this is that you're winning a central pawn. You're preventing black from castling, regardless of what happens.
I guess I'm just saying that this line is like not losing a piece like the other ones were, which is like interesting that it just isn't there. Yeah, I know. I mean, I agree that the position is definitely better for white, but the other line just seemed less critical. Oh, Knight D5.
Knight D5 isn't crushing. What?
No, Knight incoming to D5.
Oh, that Knight D5. Yeah, that's crushing.
It's gonna be a problem.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what if
Oh,
it?
because
Wait,
then
what
if queen
C6?
grabs, that pawn.
Okay,
moved
then
an eliminatory idea.
do you want a rook or do you want a queen?
You can get a queen?
Dude, there's a fork on
There's
B6
a fork on
coming.
B6.
Oh, good point. Nice. All right.
No, but I really liked the knight to D5 strat because if queen grabs, you have knight to F6, winning the queen.
Mm-hmm. I just felt like it was at least an important line to look at just a little bit to see where the threats ended up. But
Right.
It's all coming
posture
together.
check. Oh, we got a posture check, guys, from Cactao.
All right.
I'm leaning pretty.
Sean Pinto, what up? Oh, all right.
So we did another one of these guys.
No, this is the time where Scotty gets tired. He secretly wants to just use a different chess book when we're off stream.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm done with this, dude. I'm looking at a different chess book right now. Whenever it's, you actually think I talk about your games, Charlie? Whenever you start playing, I just pull out a different chess book and start reading it.
So Alexis still thinks that Knight C6 was better than Queen C8, which is interesting. All right.
Yeah. 0.
I like that.
I kept my jokes to myself the last time around.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
I kind of want to play.
You want to play?
Yeah.
All right.
Should we commentate some Charlie games?
Let's commentate some Charlie games.
Let's do it.
Charlie, go ahead. Hit the play button.
You guys got to mute yourself or whatever it is. So
no, we can't.
So
we have to
leave
talk.
audio.
Oh, so now I have to.
All right.
Take my
This is what you need
headphones
to
off.
do. This is what you need to do. At the bottom right of your computer, there's a little like a speaker looking button. Right click on that guy. All right.
The volume, yeah.
All right. Right click it and hit open volume mixer. All right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Where it says Zoom meeting, drag it all the way down. All right.
And Charlie, you got one job. Don't lose.
Yeah, I just don't see the Zoom. It doesn't have Zoom on here. System sounds Microsoft Edge. Oh, because I use Zoom browser, so it's Microsoft Edge.
Oh, then never mind. You can't shut off your Chrome, because that's not gonna work. Well, you're
I'm gonna take my headphones off.
It's his Edge.
Just take your headphones off.
It's fine. I just can't hear the pieces move that well. Drives me a little crazy. All right.
All right.
My phone's over here too.
I'm
I'm an honest man, I tell you. Honest man.
He's an
I
honest
love
man.
this stuff where he can't hear us, but we can hear him. So
I'm gonna lower my volume though, because I can hear Drew.
And
chirping.
he's actually really good about talking about his thought process, which I'm not. I kind of just I go quiet and just hit myself in the head.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he started a game.
Playing. Oh, there he goes. B3.
Boom.
Oh, you got to fix your screen, by the way.
Yeah,
Scott.
I got it. All right, I'll be right back. There's this game.
Get over here. Sweet. Well, it looks like we're getting the Nimzo Larson attack, which is the new classic Charlie opening. Cry destroyed me in this one. Attack is definitely a strong word. I totally agree, Evan. Yeah. Absolutely. So 1329. So I'm gonna say
Baby.
isn't there? I wonder if you can play like
you baby.
Here.
How am I supposed to play?
Oh, so cute. Hi.
He's the baby.
Hi, baby.
He reminds me of the babe. The babe with the power.
How are you doing, baby?
Oh.
Whoa, baby's head just went away. Oh, your arm just went away.
Move. The guy moved.
Hi.
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 Scott. What the?
Hey.
All right, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop because
That's
Charlie can't
incredible.
play like this.
Well,
Charlie's
your baby's
gonna
gone
blunder.
beyond the mutant stage and looks more
Charlie's
like a
gonna make a baby blunder.
Oh, baby.
Should we do some prediction betting?
Oh, my vision's gone.
Is Charlie going to baby blunder? I like how Scott's chair is almost anthropomorphic here. We're getting Bezos rich off this. Bezos buck style. So what's going on with this game though, for real?
Oh, I just screwed my life into pieces.
Apparently Charlie screwed his life.
I gotta fight for the center. This way.
I don't think it's that bad yet. He's got the better pawn structure. Although it might be hard to get the development done. Seeding the entire game with 1v3. Are you gonna tell that to Cry too, Mitch? Jesse played it against me, and Charlie was inspired, Seth. Mitch, he played it against me. And he won. Not like that's saying anything. Ouch. The pain is real. No respect, huh?
All right, sorry about that, everyone. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. If you can hear me, I'm assuming they can hear me as well.
There's a big controversy on how much the Nimzo Larson attack sucks. David says it's good, but David says every opening is good, except for the bonk pad, which he says is not an opening. He calls it an insult. Which I think is fair.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about what Charlie's doing here.
Okay. He
just dropped a pawn.
He did just end a fork? And he got forked.
Oh, I want to punch my computer so bad.
Oh,
I can't take this. My life is over.
Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad.
This isn't that bad. It's fine, Charlie. It's fine.
You just lost a pawn and an exchange.
That's fine. Stuff happens.
That's not great.
No, it isn't great, but it's fine. He's fine.
All right. The power of positive energy.
Why did I say
power of positive energy?
He's fine. He's fine.
Right?
Yeah, I know. He'll absolutely blame me. Charlie, you have a fork available yourself. Just please don't play knight e5 yet. Please don't play knight e5 right now. Please don't play knight e5.
I want to get the queen somewhere off the e file. Like, what do you think about queen f4? Oh, there it goes.
I don't like knight e5 because this moves away.
Can't see this in my life.
Right, and then that's a threat. I'm not saying it's the bishop is going to move there, but
I see
look
that
at that
pawn now. If you grab the pawn, no, I can grab it.
But see, is that really a threat though? Because isn't there just queen f3 now? Threatening. Actually, there's a mate threat for white here. Queen f3 and then knight f7. Now there's knight f7 with a. Oh crap! It's not going to be a millennial. It's not a millennial. Now it might be a millennial. Is there a millennial mate? Oh, it's a check. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, did he just drop a knight?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Don't take that knight. Please don't
It's
take
all
the
over.
5 knight. Please
It's
don't
all over. I'm calling it.
My life is over. Why do I play this?
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna millennial mate. I was gonna be so proud.
f7 is super defended.
Well, after the queen moved away, I was like, well, then it's only got one more piece that needs to be there for the millennial mate. So you'd have to deflect the bishop.
Call off the bets. Okay. Call off the bets. All right. So everyone like knight e5? Is that a good move here?
I think knight e5 was reasonable.
I personally wanted to move the knight out of the way, or the queen out of the way.
Do anything.
I think if you had played queen f2, you would have still protected the d pawn, and you would have been lining up on the f file, which would have been fine at that point, right, Scott?
Yeah.
You just needed to not give up the D4 pawn.
Yeah. Now he's looking for a trade.
I have to trade.
No, you don't have to trade.
No, just take the pawn.
Take the pawn.
I don't trade.
Take the pawn.
Take the pawn.
It's a free pawn.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, post. What's up?
It's something. Take the pawn. I mean, like, let's be honest. He's entirely lost, but take the pawn.
Yeah, you take the pawn. You're entirely lost, and you take the pawn. That's what you do.
I can't stay on the file.
Why is... Oh, you're going back. I see.
E3 was hanging with check.
He took the pawn. Now he's only down 6 points of material. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, bishop c4. Bishop c4 threatens the mate. Oh, whoa. Oh, I'm loving this. Can he millennial? Yo, he can totally... Queen C. Oh shoot! Something.
No, Queen C3 isn't any good.
Queen D7. Queen D7.
But Queen C3 is met
Queen
by
D7 threatening, or take the pawn. Take the pawn. Perfect. Now he's threatening the business.
Yeah, but except that his opponent has this move. Has Bishop G something. Bishop F.
G7. Oh, do it. Take it. He won. He just won. Queen takes F7. Check. Mate. Charlie has a win.
Hold on, let me reevaluate this. Did I just get checkmate?
Charlie just won.
Charlie just won. Charlie just won. Get it, Charlie. Get it, Charlie.
I love this game. Whoever said this is the best.
Dude.
Yeah! He saw it! Woo! We take those! We take those!
Seth is like, well, F7 is so
take it! We take those! We take those! We take those, Charlie. Woo!
That's incredible. F7 for the win.
No, that was horrible. That was the worst game I've ever played in my life.
Oh, this guy. Tell me he
rematched
you. Tell me he rematched you, or tried to.
He didn't. No.
Message
there was
him
so
and
many
say.
pieces
Message
off
and
the
say
board
GG.
that it was easier to see.
Message.
I was blind in the beginning.
Message him and tell him GG.
Yes.
No, I don't say anything. I wish he said like you just took my coconuts or something like that. Oh my goodness. Miracle on Ice. I'll take that. I don't know what I did wrong, but I definitely did something wrong earlier.
I mean, you hung a pawn and a fork. That happened.
Yeah, my this has probably happened to everybody, but in the beginning, I was looking at the board, but everything was just kind of like blending together and blurry.
Yeah,
it wasn't until everybody got cleared off where I was like lining things up and seeing.
Maybe
like I saw that checkmate before it happened. Huh?
Maybe you should get a new monitor, Charlie.
I'm not paying money. You don't understand. You're like a solar guy. I'm a music teacher, dude. Don't let this Charlie Silva moves around the world thing like fool you. I'm probably the poorest person in chat.
You can get a good monitor for under $100.
$100? You know how much my wife makes a day doing her job here?
Under $100.
My wife makes enough.
Wait, can I ask you?
She works 40 hours a week, right?
Do they have?
My wife makes $12,000 a year here.
Ooh, I found a penny. I'll send it to you, Charlie. Charlie,
it'll cost more in postage.
I'm not gonna send you a penny, Charlie. That was a joke. Charlie, do they have like Goodwills over there or something like it?
Yeah, but my skin tone's too. So
what?
Your skin tone?
No, it's there's like classism here. So they have all diversity and stuff, but only certain like nationalities get certain jobs. So for instance, like I told you, I just got a brand new battery. Like a person came to my house and replaced the battery in my used iPhone 6S and 6S. It cost only 40 US.
Okay.
That's because they're paying the person dirt cheap because they live in a one bedroom
Okay,
apartment with like
that's
six
fine.
other
That
people.
nothing to do with there being a Goodwill or not.
I can't take stuff from a Goodwill. I still have a good life. I just can't save yet.
Hold on.
Wait, you
I'm
can't go to a
asking you
thrift
if there's
store
a
because you have a
Goodwill
good life?
or a thrift shop of something like that because a lot of them have like monitors. I've gone
I'm also
like
confused. and
for like
confused.
$9.
That's
Like
horrible, Scotty. You shouldn't go to a thrift shop. You should let it be for people that need it.
What?
what?
That's
I
not
don't
how that
know.
works. They're not charity. Like,
They're not what? They're not free.
what? Yeah.
No, I know it's not
They're
free, but it's
giving them
discounted
away.
stuff.
They are stores that are selling used items. That's all it is.
Alexa, a Goodwill
I know, but
is a thrift shop. It's like a
It's
like
not.
people.
It's not a government handout.
Yeah, and plus
No,
I'm
I
helping
know,
I'm
but
helping the guys and girls that work there. Think about it that way.
I know, but in my mind, a thrift shop and the way my mom raised me to be is like a thrift shop is where people like we give clothes to the thrift shop when they're not
So do I.
wearable anymore.
So do I.
But
But when I need a cheap monitor, I would go buy one there because they're like $9.
I don't know. My mom would say, let somebody
supporting-
else that needs it more buy it from there. We just
It-
have to work harder and save more or something like that.
I always think about it as recycling. I'd rather go buy used stuff if I can do it because I'd rather not buy new stuff and ruin
Yeah.
the
See,
environment.
I was just getting in my mind the difference between buying used at like the flea market or buying it from like a Goodwill,
It's
like
the same
Salvation
thing.
Army type thing.
It's
I was
the
thinking
same
of it
thing.
being different.
No,
Alright.
they're not really. Honestly.
I'm not
Nordivic,
too good,
you're-
dude. I bought this used phone off
You're
a
up, my
teacher.
guy.
I buy off teachers. All right, Scotty, you gonna play? Now that we
Yeah,
just
I
got
will,
off
but Nordivik is
topic
up.
here.
I'm up.
Oh, Nordivic's playing now.
What time control are you playing?
Just
these
10
days?
flat.
10 flat. All right. All right, I'll play.
These days, it's like our whole career.
These days, everything in life is 10 flat. All right, I'm gonna leave audio. And do 1 second. Leaving audio.
Yeah, Freddie, he's too good to shop at a thrift store.
I don't even want to watch Drew's game. I want to look at the how like what happened to mine.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to analyze yours. We'll analyze both of yours after this.
It's okay. It's okay.
Ooh, ooh, Evan Gambit, please. Do the Evans Gambit. Do the Evans Gambit.
I can't find his. Send me the link in the Zoom chat to a game. I can't find him fast enough. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much, Mitch.
Me. You said no. It's. Is this him? No, it didn't send it to me. Oh, I'll find it. It sent me to mine. I'll find him. What's happening?
I don't know. Take E3, my guy. Take E3. I would. I don't know what you guys would do, but I would definitely take E3 right now. Now I don't know. I would not take E3 anymore.
How come I can't find him?
I don't know. I sent it to you, Charlie.
I gotta make my screen big screen. guess we're just. Just had to search and make my screen bigger.
Oh, that's a fun move.
He's playing an FM. No, it's not.
I sent it to you. All right, Charlie.
It didn't work.
Type this / follow Clark DH.
I already followed him a long time ago.
Oh my god. I'm in chess.com chat. Type in follow or / follow Clark DH and then hit enter.
In the search bar or the message?
Yeah. It's the search bar.
Follow / Clark. Stuff's been wacky lately, man.
In the bottom right, where you type messages and stuff, did you type it or no?
I did. It's just.
I even sent you the link. Did that not work?
No, it just opened up the same thing. It keeps on opening up a GM game. I click on playing and the glasses to watch it.
I don't think I would take that. I don't think I would take that night.
Finally, I got it. Jeez Louise. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. Boring E4, E5. Okay.
Jeez Louise. Clack. DH. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're supposed to type in Clack. DH, not Clark. DH.
You know, Zero Stone's from Boston, too, right? He's making fun of himself.
I know. I don't. Oh, actually, I don't know, but whatever.
What would you do here, Scotty? I think I'd be going A5 soon.
What would I do here? Yeah, I'd be pushing the A pawn. I don't know if I would have done A5. That's why.
Yeah, but now you made a nice outpost for your knight.
Fair. And how do you handle C3?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to think how I can set up B5. Maybe move my queen over to D. D7.
Alright, so what's going to happen here is C3. And then that...
Yeah.
Oh, no. Ooh. Interesting.
I would bring the bishop back to E6, I think.
E6 and trade.
Yeah, because that's defending the king side. And it's also defending the check.
E6 and trade right now.
You're from Kansas City? Who's from Boston? There's somebody from Boston. Yo, is he hearing my voice?
Who?
Clack? Like every time I call something, he does it.
There it is.
I would actually, if he doesn't block it off, go in with my queen back door.
Yeah.
You got
he has to
A1,
place
guy
it.
in the slot. You just gotta
C3
set
is
it
a
up.
must right now. C3 is a must. Actually, it's not, but
No, dude, just
Knight.
check.
That just traps it though.
It doesn't matter. Check and then go back, then go with your queen. Or actually, just go in with your queen now.
Nah, that's not a move.
Then I don't know. Going back. Go to c6. Knight c6.
You gotta move back. Oh no, he just got forked.
With the pawn to d4.
Pawn to d4. Pawn takes, threatens, then pushes.
He can use his a6 as a rook lift.
His opponent has to see it. It's not. I mean, his opponent needs to be paying attention, but he just got forked.
Two pawns versus pawn, bishop, and knight. Yeah, but he opens up his king unless he's gonna use his knight.
No. Who cares, dude? You're up a piece. And it doesn't matter if you open up your king if your opponent doesn't have any files to take advantage of it.
Bring the bishop back. Oh, you're talking about the queen knight fork.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, you were seeing it way in advance.
Jeez.
What happens if you took knight, bishop, pawn? What happened to my computer? Oh, just went black screen for a sec. Am I still there?
Yeah.
What? I do not see it.
He's desperate right now. That's all. Or what else is he supposed to play? No. That's not good.
Now he's good.
That's not good. Yikes.
He's actually helped his opponent.
Yep.
Oh.
Come on.
Knight. I thought if he grabbed earlier with the
knight,
knight, it would have been okay.
Okay. Good. Taking away pawns is good. Opening up lines.
He's actually done pretty well, though, I think, avoiding.
I like that move.
Be worse here.
That is a good move.
Yeah.
There's one move here, I think. That's rook e4. That's not it.
No, that's a good move. No, he just takes, and then you move out of the way.
That's and then he loses a rook.
How does he lose a rook?
Or I guess he doesn't have to lose a rook. Never mind, he doesn't lose a rook. That's fine. Okay, he's good. He's okay right now.
The Bruins were amazing in the 90s. Adam Oates is my favorite hockey player. There's somebody in the dojo that's from Boston too. I remember talking about it. I can't remember who they are though.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
Push the pawn on a file, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, it's not great, but it's.
I know you like rook a4, double attacking the knight.
Yeah, but the problem with that move now is that he has. I like that move before. I don't like it anymore because he has knight a4, double attacking the queen, which he plays.
I knew he was gonna do that. Go rook b2, b8, rook b8.
Yeah, rook b8 would be good.
Oh, this guy.
Trade.
Oh,
Right?
take the knight. Take with the knight, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, I think, the only choice.
What's taking him so long? Take with a knight.
I mean, he's down material. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, I know, but now you're on the attack. Now rook b8.
Right. Rook b8.
There's no threats. Oh, not that.
Right, Mitch, I agree. Naps are great. Okay. So he's down. He's down 2 points of material. Don't get back ranked. Don't move your rook.
He's gonna try to check on h6.
H6 would not do anything, but okay.
No, I know, but he's gonna do it anyways. I thought he should have gone the b file route, not trade rooks.
He's losing on time. True.
I'd go queen to d6.
I think. What?
Take queen. Take
What?
knight. Take knight. Take knight.
Knight. He's winning now. He's winning.
Yes, I know. The guy messed up on his time.
Queen a. Queen a2. Queen a2. Queen a2. Or not.
Defense. Why are you doing defense now? Why queen a2? Oh, check and then. Okay.
It doesn't win the. It could. Oh God, I don't
Ignore
know.
those threats. Just go queen d6.
Play. You don't have
Exactly.
increment.
Oh. Gordie Howe? That's pretty sick.
Yeah, a3 with perpetual at this point. I mean, I think he's winning. I think he has to take that first.
Just check. Just check. Collaborate and listen.
I don't agree with the check. That was a bad check. That was a bad check. What?
Check.
He just dropped his queen.
The guy didn't see. Why did he not check at the same time? The guy's gonna check on f7.
Block. Just block. You're
Go
fine.
behind. Oh.
Go for
He's
perpetual.
gotta plan his move.
Just go for perpetual. Just go for perpetual.
What's that?
Just go for perpetual. You don't have time for anything else.
No, I know. I'm saying based on what I see.
Oh.
Oh my goodness! Go, D2, D2. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Yo, can you hear us?
G5, G5,
Drew, you're muted.
G5.
Drew, can you hear us? Drew?
Yep, I'm joined. I'm back.
So.
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can.
What kind of game was that?
You were waiting at the end. It's just.
I know.
All right.
The time pressure.
Oh, there is 2 mouse slips in that game.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Well, let me play. Let me play my game, and then we'll just review all the games at once.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Oh, it's fine, Scotty's game. You were driving the chat bunkers there. You went G5, like what the hell? G5.
It's my theme today. G5, right? G5 all day. That's like my new move. G5.
He's gonna put himself up eventually, Scotty.
Doesn't that make me a Grob player, or is that like the reverse Grob?
All right, so Scotty went E4, D4. Looks like he's going against the perk defense according to the thing in the corner.
Is G5 by black the reverse Grob, by the way? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know.
Maybe we have to ask Uppershock.
You're gonna have to. Scotty's the one with all the chess books and unlimited amount of money.
Mm-hmm. It's not the Nordvik. The Nordvik is in the Roy. There's a Nordvik variation, but I guess it's a variation. So G5. The mouse slips are real, Charlie.
Having my laptop, I bought the cheapest laptop I could buy. It was like $300 US. The trackpad is like trash. Mm-hmm. It's an Acer Aspire 3.
Oh wow.
Because my work usually gives us free MacBooks that you use, but the school I'm at, they're like saying they're not as basically they think an iPad with a keyboard is better for teaching and learning. Mm-hmm. So, but we're not allowed to put apps or anything on it for child safeguarding purposes. Okay. So I'm basically like, crap, I have to buy my own stuff.
Have you oh, actually I forget what the question was.
I never kissed a man, no.
Oh. Well then. The more you know, right?
My children don't count, right? So this bishop, Scotty's considering whether he wants to go to H3 or just castle. He definitely doesn't want to do anything.
Or you just develop the bishop, or you play a pawn move in the center. I think there's a ton of moves right now.
I wouldn't move a pawn in the center right now because your knight's pinned to your queen. See, I know, Scotty.
H3, huh? I think it's slow. I've been taught not to play those H3, A3 moves too much.
Yeah. Bruce isn't a big fan of doing it until you need to.
You need to think about whether prompting stuff is like what you're getting out of it. Yeah. Because that's basically you're just forcing the bishop to take, and they will, because that's why they moved there.
Sometimes they don't, though. All right, Scotty's got to be worried about getting
board.
His bishop.
Thanks, Mitch. So I hear you don't have chat on.
No, I do. It's on my it's on my phone. I just have to look down, like into the side.
Hey, Helgilda's here! Yay!
Yeah, Helgilda's always there.
Yeah. Well, he's just him and I have had a lot of discussions around A3 and H3. By the way,
he's a good guy.
By the way, my chess has been tanking recently. I'm down to the 1360s now.
You were there, or at least you know of the story of how I got to 1400, and then the summer I didn't get to put my chest on, and then I went below 1300, and now I'm above 1300 again.
Dude, you had the
But
crest.
I'm strong. I feel stronger than I was then. Not that any time relatively to what I started, I should say. I know technically none of us are strong except the people that are closer to 2000 or higher.
Hey, it's all relative. I mean, you can probably beat 90% of the people in your country. 95, 98.
No, those people might like
strong.
take out a falcon underneath the table and destroy my eyes forever because I won. I'm not gonna do that stuff.
I think
now they don't play. They have in the chess championship here. I contacted the Dubai Chess and Federation and said, I'd like to play. What is this? They basically say they only do a couple summer camps for kids. Other than that, it's kind of like an elitist thing, like an Emirati elite. They don't have this all welcoming type thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So I'm left with just the best community in the world for chess.
I guess you got to go party with some elites then, Charlie.
No, see, I can't do that. I'm not an elite. Dude, he just hung his queen.
I know you're too humble for partying with the princes.
Dude, Scotty! Dude, he hung his queen.
Did he? What do you mean? Oh.
No, Scotty could have got the guy's queen.
Oh, he did. He forgot the queen.
I'm an idiot.
Whoa.
Yo,
drop this queen. I'm an idiot.
Yo, what are you
my God.
Yeah. Scotty heard us on his headphones. I know it.
Scott.
Oh,
no, Scott, no.
Yeah,
no,
you know what's sad though? What's really, really sad? You're actually getting better when you actually legitimately see all the mistakes you and your opponent are doing the second you do it.
Oh,
like it's
dude.
not
I'm an
like
idiot.
hidden
I
after the fact.
I was playing too fast.
Yeah.
But Drew, do you know what I mean? Is when you
Yep.
you're like, oh geez, we really are bad. I see it now.
Oh,
Because before when it's
Sorry.
it's just once you realize how bad you are, it's actually when you get to learn and grow. When you think you're better than you are, it's when you actually are probably not.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. I actually was gonna say that I was thinking about, speaking of elites, you were talking about the Acer and the Acer pad or whatever, the tracker pad you have. Did you see the puzzle rush from Chris Hugh where he got to like 52 in the 5 minute on a trackpad?
Yeah. That's nuts.
I was like,
isn't that the kid?
Incredible. That's like the 12-year-old, American.
Yeah.
He's like an IM, but really a GM kind of thing, I think he just doesn't have the.
I respect.
He's 12.
Yeah, I respect IMs, FMs, GMs, anybody that's playing chess. I don't know.
Yeah, I respect the NM I lost to yesterday.
I still remember when I was like below 1,000 and I drew a 1900 in a Mega Rapid tournament.
Oh, Mitch, you got to play Chris? That's awesome. I actually saw him. I think he played Levy in Vegas. I saw both of them in Vegas. Dude, that's a nice little.
So wait, hold on, Drew. You're leaving Seth Lichtenstein behind in Colorado?
He can come to California if he wants. I mean, it's up to him.
He's a teacher. Like, he can't do that. He loses his pension and everything he's working for.
They have schools in California.
They do, but they probably only prefer to hire Californians.
Well, if you move there, then you'll be one. And honestly, teachers, getting teaching jobs they're hiring everywhere.
Well, it's because they pay teachers trash. That's why people go overseas to see the world and get paid more to do it.
I do wonder though, Colorado versus California wages too. Although the cost of living is pretty high in the Bay.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to destroy the Colorado contingent though. I mean,
that's a nice play.
It's a strong.
That's a nice play,
strong
Scotty.
dojo atmosphere, and I definitely do feel that's one of my regrets for moving away. I also have bought a ski pass for this winter, and I won't be able to use it much because The resorts in California are a long way from the bay. Like it's
You used to ski a lot in Colorado.
What's that?
You used to ski a lot in Colorado or snowboard?
You did?
No, I never been snowboarding except my grandparents' backyard.
Oh.
It was fun though.
I've done 2 seasons out here, 3 seasons out here, so it's a lot of fun.
Are you not from Colorado originally?
No, I'm from Michigan.
Michigan.
Yep.
I work with people. I used to work with people from Michigan. Very nice people.
They tend to be friendly, I think, in general. I mean, we've had some terrible politicians recently, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's
politics.
Politicians are really hard.
All right. So what do we think about this position? Other than Scott not taking the queen.
I think it's bonkers.
Bonkers.
Yeah, Scotty has a symptom where he never moves one rook until the very end of the game. It's always the opposite one that castles.
He won't use it. He is good. You should do that.
He keeps it in reserves because he doesn't want to lose it.
You gotta bring your pieces to the party.
Yeah, well,
that's chess. Bring your, everybody should get a shot. Oh, Helgilda, I think I told you there's actually a Hell, Michigan as well.
Are you talking about Flint?
No, Hell, Michigan. It's a town in Michigan called Hell.
That's cool. Is it hot or cold there?
Depends on the season.
Depends on the layer, how deep it goes. Wow.
Yeah, maybe the 7th level. I read a little bit of the what's that Inferno? Dante's Inferno.
That was a great video game on Xbox.
Dante's Inferno?
Yep.
I didn't know that was a game.
Yeah, it was for the poor kids that couldn't buy God of War. It was like the same game.
Oh,
it was pretty sick.
I was a poor kid who didn't even have an Xbox.
Yeah, so I wasn't really like a poor kid. I didn't really become poor until I went to college. Yeah,
college will do that to you. That's so true. That's so true. I'm still like I'm years away from paying off my debt and I'm already in my 30s, like it's crazy.
You're in your 30s? I thought you were like 21.
21?
Yeah, you started drinking beer early.
You thought I was 21.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I knew you were in your like early 30s probably.
All right. I'm impressed. I guess thanks, right? Like that's what's in order, basically.
Yeah, I have no idea when I'll pay off mine either. I just hope when I do, it's a choice. Like I got to buy a home first or something.
Well, you have to have all that avocado toast though first before you buy the home, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, I only buy avocados if they're on sale.
Yeah.
But I love Haas avocados.
Yeah, avocados are delicious.
No, I don't like the ones that are. When I lived in Bermuda, they used to just fall off the trees, but they weren't like Haas. They were the other ones. They weren't good.
No good, huh?
No.
Were they just not ripe or something, maybe?
No, they were different types. That's why there's a Haas and something else. I don't know.
If someone was to ask me types of avocados, I think I would only be able to name Haas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best one. Just remember that.
Fair enough. There's like 200 kinds of bananas or something like that.
I don't know. Scotty, what are you going to do?
I like his position.
I think he's ahead by a pawn. He should just take.
Also his development is better.
Yep.
That's a bad bishop. You know what I mean? Bad in the bad bishop kind of way.
Oh, he's calculating sacking his knight right now.
Sacking it? No, he's going to take the pawn. It's a free
You
pawn.
could do that too, but if you would consider knight f5, I would do that. But now he just okay.
There's 2 free pawns in this position.
I was seeing knight f5 opens up the g file, and then you can do some checking with the rook, and the knight doesn't.
Honestly, wait. What if you sacked the knight on f7? So knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, king takes, and then you have rook coming. No, the rook can't come in because of the knight. Darn it.
Yeah, mine was a lot simpler. Like just knight to f5, check, pawn takes, and then the rook can go to g1.
Oh, I like how you think, Charlie. That's not even
Yeah, that's 'cause
sacking.
I'm not playing.
You win the knight back. Aha!
Sure. I was just thinking of winning the game. I don't know about the knight back.
Oh no, the other rook, Scott. Come on. Like, what's your rook?
Come on, Cletus. Oh, now he sees it.
But is it good now? Because that knight's protected.
Yes, he wins the knight. Oh, it is protected.
That's a problem.
Scotty will do it. Because Scotty's a G. One of the real Gs. His bishop's gone, though. And he's not really threatening anything.
I'm looking to play a 5-round tournament this weekend, Paul.
Your lifestyle seems so adventurous.
Well, I'm unemployed at the moment, so there's a lot more to do when you're unemployed.
Well, that's because you're in between jobs. It's not that you had one earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I had one earlier, and I will have one in a week. But for now, life's an adventure.
And you're moving. That's so cool that you have the courage to switch states. Not everybody does that, you know.
Yeah, I guess, like I'd spent 17 and a half years in one town, and then I went to college out of state because sticking around, just like, it was a good school, the University of Michigan and all that, but I don't know. I want to explore the world, I love this attack though. It's super fun. Right?
Bodies?
Like nothing's quite clear yet.
I think he can potentially lose really fast.
He could lose, but I'm just saying I think it's a fun attack.
I don't think he's attacking really anything.
Bring in the second rook, so rook g1, right? And then you can start sacking stuff on h6.
No, he needs. First of all, if his rook comes off the back lane, the queen to f1 wins the game.
No, just rook to g1. It's not coming off the back. It's staying in the back.
Okay. Because
there we go. That's the move.
He heard you in the headset, and now rook h5 knight can't take.
He has knight f5 check right now. I'm not sure if that helps anything, but
he could take the rook. The knight on h5.
H5, yeah, because of 2 pins. That's incredible. Great find,
Dude,
Charlie.
This is the Hellraiser move right here. Hellraiser.
I'm telling you, I love this attack. In fact, that's like almost mate.
I don't know.
That's almost mate, because then you have knight f5. Oh, dude, this attack is sick, man. This attack is sick.
To me, it can go so fast the other way, though.
It could. That's all true.
Remember what happened to me when I played, right? Everybody thought I was going to lose. They all disconnected. They told me to uninstall. Oh. They wept for me. They cried with me.
Oh, there's Millennial Trick. Watch out for Millennial Trick.
I don't even know I'm confused about life right now.
Do you see Black's threatening Millennial Trick? Oh, he goes for it. He's going in deep. Yes.
What?
Oh, no. No, he lost. Wait, no, he didn't.
Scotty.
He protected you. Take you. He just won. He just won. Wait,
why did he take the rook? Take the rook.
Take the rook. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
What is he doing?
Oh my goodness. Uninstall.
Oh, the clock.
Uninstall.
I just looked at his clock.
I don't give a crap.
Oh man.
Push the pawn.
No, he's gonna
Move the pawn all the way up the board from C file. Do something.
He's got 1.3 seconds on the clock. But how did he not take the rook?
Dude, I had 2 seconds left. What do you want from me?
Why did you take the queen?
But that was like that exchange was gonna happen. Like you knew that. You could have.
I didn't know that, dude. I was a little rushed. I'm an idiot.
Is this chess?
But also, why didn't you take the queen?
Yeah.
It's
That's a question.
why didn't I take the queen?
Yeah.
When? Oh, with the bishop? I'm an idiot. I missed it. I saw it literally after I played.
Yeah. That was tough.
That's whatever.
Yep.
Look, it's so difficult to play on stream. I hate it.
I agree. That's why.
Dude, Scotty, did you get the blurred vision like I did for some reason early in the game? I couldn't see. It was weird. Some of the ideas you had, I thought you were gonna take the knight with the rook because you had a double pin.
He was just defending really well. Like,
you had a double pin set up. You could have took the knight with a rook.
But he had to protect against the millennial. There was a millennial.
Yeah, I think he was fine if he took.
There was a millennial mating threat, so he had to always create a check. That was the problem.
Yeah, Mitch is full of jokes today. Yes, none of us cheat. We all make mistakes, and somehow we swindle, and we're very honest. That's why we're up and down. We're not just consistently getting a higher rating and then somehow never play people that are somehow stronger.
Yeah, my rating.
What would you guys say is like the window for the rating? Where in this window anybody could be anywhere. Like I think it's almost like 200 points. Like anytime you're rating, you could be 200 points lower or 200 points higher.
All right,
depending on the swing.
Let's open up some games.
Yeah, let's do it. And just invite us into that analysis board. Starting with Charlie's, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
no,
I think
like
Charlie.
cheating.
I think my problem is I need to start playing with increment. I lose on time. Like I feel like if I had more time that game, I would have not dropped so many things. It's just I'm an idiot. Like I look at the time and then I'm just and I stop.
Wouldn't you think your opponent wouldn't do it either though? Wouldn't like?
Dude, did you guys get my invite?
No.
Yep. Oh shoot! Wait, invite me again. Oh, I see it.
I got it.
I'm in.
I like increment too, but I also like, I don't know. I like doing all different controls, time controls. So that way, if I lose back to back, at least it's on a different time control. Like I don't take it to heart as much.
Hey, James Blunder, thank you so much. It's Jababa, right? I think it's Jababa. James Blunder's Jababa, right? Please help me out, people. It is. I'm right. Awesome. If you do not follow him, you should. You should. He is part of the Unicorns.
Scotty, let him know what we're about. He's probably like, this isn't Jesse Cry.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Part of the Unicorns. Amazing chess player. If you like the London, he has a system for you. Anyway. All right, Charlie, let's go with your game.
I'm turning off the eval bar.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Nimza. So, question, is A3 a move here? Or is that just something you just made up? I'm legitimately asking.
Wait, A3? When did he play that?
Are you guys not on the board? I invited you. You are.
We are. You're moving it.
Okay.
You just did knight F3.
And now D6. Okay, cool. There's A3. Yeah, well, that is curious. Did you just want to stop them from moving the knight, or?
once he put the bishop there, yeah, I just did that. But um,
It just seems
I
slow.
don't know. There's it's a move, I guess. There's a lot of moves. Usually I don't put my knight in the Lopez position. Usually depending on the position, I pop
Thanks,
it to
Mitch.
c4, the pawn, and then I trade it back, put my bishop on c4. There's a lot of things in the Nimzo. I don't understand this opening strategies where you do f4 and then put the knight behind it, kind of like the King's Gambit. But I don't understand those lines yet from experience, so I haven't done them. Yeah,
Okay.
a3 is something. Usually in the Nimzo Larson, the biggest weakness is you don't develop your knight for a while. It's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like
I didn't know that. Okay, I was confused because you still, your queen hasn't moved, your knight hasn't moved, your central pawns are kind of just stagnant, like they're not really doing much.
So what is the real threat though? I'll pose it this way: what is the threat of black playing bishop a knight to b4? Like, why don't you like a knight on b4?
why? It's just
Right.
something in my house that I don't like. And depending if they have their bishop to f5, they attack my weak pawn on c2. Sometimes it's if I don't have the a3 yet, I can go knight to a3 and defend the c2 pawn that way.
I would contend that the bishop has already moved once already to d7, so bringing the bishop out to f5 would be a second move, and at that point, even then, maybe that's time to play a3, right?
No, if he moves the
out.
bishop out of the way, I would trade right now. I would take the knight.
Okay.
Or that too. So, well, I guess my point being that, like, the knight to b4, aren't you just going to exchange bishops then? And then there's no real attack on c2 because the queen's protecting it still.
Yeah, true.
So, like, what? Okay. I'm sorry. What's a move like here that you could play?
I don't know. Ask the chat. I'm used to having people respond the way this guy responded differently than most people do.
Okay.
That I saw.
All right. So
A lot of
I
times
don't
they
see any
actually end
tactics
up
here,
like hanging their center pawn.
But
really
what I'm gonna
early.
say, I think in this exact position, a3 is too slow, and
d4 is my proposition.
e4 is yours.
d4.
D4.
D4 is a good play usually,
But
I don't know if it works here.
that might be a good play. I personally does D4 work? What if he pushes? You let go of the e4 square. What if he pushes the pawn?
You lose
D4.
your. You'd have to go back to D2.
You'd have to move your knight, and there's no real good squares for it.
That's true.
So D3 maybe. Just some. Chess Duck, I fixed it. He was right.
D3 is interesting. D3 is interesting.
I wouldn't. D3 usually isn't a thing. Usually, if you move the D pawn, it's to D4. And,
But we just saw that didn't make a lot of sense, and we're not seeing a lot of other active moves. I mean, there's a rook. You could just play rook e1.
I like rook e1. I don't see anything wrong with rook e1. I want to make room for my knight to develop. So I was thinking developing my knight to d2 potentially.
yeah.
So what? Can we describe what the problem is with knight c3?
With knight c3, I don't think there's any problem. I just figured why block the bishop. I mean, I know it's temporary, but why block it?
Yeah, usually you don't.
I don't see anything wrong with knight
Nimzo
c3.
that I know of.
Yeah.
It's a move.
There's even
I
just
think
something
E1's a move too.
also queen e2. Defending your bishop. Whatever, getting the queen off the back rank.
I wouldn't want to line up my queen and rook together on a diagonal.
But that diagonal has got your bishop on it too, and it's likely going to exchange with the other bishop. So that like that diagonal threat isn't going to like create any problems for you, probably. At least for a long time. By that point, the whole position might have morphed. That's a contention.
Neve, Kravid, what would you say instead of A3, buddy? He said he agreed with you, Drew.
On which move? I proposed a few now.
To E2.
Queen E2.
Oh, he's saying the imaginary place
Knight
D0.
Yeah.
This lines were actually easier when I used to do a different line, but this line's supposedly better, so I'm trying to do it more. But I guess, see, I'm still learning about how to react to it when they do different things than what.
Neve is not Praven.
Yeah, it is.
So do we want to move on, I guess, from our analysis of this one move?
Yeah, let's move on.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's just all agree that A3 is bad.
Yay!
It's not trash. It's just
Wait,
not
why did he take? I don't have the mental capacity to understand. I guess he wanted to open up a file, but
yeah, he should have taken with the bishop all day, right?
Right.
That wasn't a good move, right? I should have moved my queen.
I think it's fine, actually.
I think it's fine.
It opens up your rook.
But
Your king is protected. Your king is protected actually because that diagonal has two of your pawns on it already. So it's unlikely that there's going to be a check coming in along that diagonal on you.
No, I just remember you saying.
In fact, you could even look at some sort of a C5 move, which you don't play. As opposed to taking on D5 right there, maybe consider C5 and just shutting everything down.
Yeah. So here, I don't like this move.
I think C5 is better.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like this move because it actually fixes this pawn structure, which your opponent decided not to do.
Yeah.
His
captures are awkward at best.
I think it was because I was trying to push the pawn.
And then here, you know what happened.
To get my bishop open. Oh, and then I got forked. Yeah, thanks for pausing.
Yeah, here, you know what happened.
I felt so bad.
Why?
I got forked.
It happens.
Yeah, apparently. It hurts more that I didn't pay attention to see it.
All right, so here you were fine. Like, not fine, but you were doing what you could do. So I did not like knight e5. Some people were like, "What's wrong with it?" I just didn't like the fact that it with a bishop.
I was making it so the bishop wasn't and the rook wasn't behind the bishop. Like he couldn't just do some tactic and win a piece.
Right, but why couldn't why couldn't you move your queen?
Because
I'd rather make a more active knight, I guess.
And you can stack stuff on the E file if you do it correctly.
I was already behind. I just wanted to go to inactive.
Yeah, but like
stack.
Stack. All right, so like what if something like this happened, right? And I don't know. Let's just say that your opponent went there. What would you do after that? Just curious.
Maybe queen f3.
So you would go queen f3. And now you're down another pawn.
Take the pawn on c6.
Okay. I don't know. I was not a fan. I thought it opened up for that, and then I thought like, what if something like that happened and you didn't move your knight, and then he moved his pawn up? You know, I don't stuff like that. I was afraid of.
If he moved his pawn up, I would just take his pawn. He didn't move his bishop, so.
But then he double checked you, which is actually a cool move. I didn't see that move. Not double checked you, but you know what I'm saying. Double attacked you.
Double attacks. They're vicious.
And then the rest of it is
I'm so glad I kept my queen.
Pretty simple, and you just got lucky at the end.
It was more like good positioning.
You got lucky at the end. All right, Clark.
Sure.
Clark, what's your is it HD or what is it, or DH?
Clark DH.
DH.
I can pull in my game.
I got you. Well, it has to be on my stream.
I know. I can put it on the analysis board.
You can.
Sure.
Go ahead. I don't even know how one would do that.
I just did that. That's how that game was in there, because I loaded it.
I don't see it, but I believe you.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. All right, cool. All right, let's flip the board. You were black. Pretty standard. Cool.
Yeah, this was bad, I think, on his part.
I hate when people do this. Like, why are you...
No, there's no point. It is just bad. This is
so
just bad.
Stupid.
Because this is like a fried liver without the liver, you know? Like...
Right.
Right. See, this is why I don't do E5.
And then here...
Or E4.
Here, we, like... Why not take?
Why didn't I take? Because there's ideas here that I'm aware of with the rook. I actually like to have. I play this line. This is the Nordic variation where I play bishop to e3, and the idea is that you want to get your rook on f1 and start attacking the king with major pressure. You already have the knight out, so you can pull the queen out then too, and then just start a big old attack along the f file.
A big old attack. I like big old attacks.
Does that make sense?
To a certain extent, but I know that double pawns aren't necessarily always bad, but I mean they have double pawns. They're not entirely developed yet.
They have control of the center. Their rook is about to have a semi-open file against the king. The queen has easy mobility to f3. I mean, 3 pawns in the center. The knight can come out in one move. I don't know. I mean, it just seems nice for white.
If I was black here, I would just open everything up immediately.
Open things up with what?
I don't know.
There's nothing to open with in this position. What?
No, he could sack his.
Ouch.
No, never mind.
What? What's wrong with that?
Okay,
Oh, what about D4,
pawn
D5?
takes, knight takes,
E5.
and then just pushes the pawn. Okay.
There you go. Or you win or you can just win, or not win, but you could just go here. You could just take the knight.
Oh.
There.
So let me go back then. Since they're there, let's go there. Actually, okay, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's gonna be a battle.
I like pawn. You taking that first.
I'm not quite sure what white plays here. I have to think through this, but I mean, you could actually just bounce the bishop too, if you wanted.
That's fine. That's not a big deal. You could take the pawn.
You take a pawn.
What's next?
Take a pawn.
Huh? You just lost a knight.
Did I? I guess I did. Sometimes I just get wrapped up in ideas.
Oh, dude, I do that all the time too.
Forget counts. I don't know. Just thinking through things.
And then like, look at how look. What do you have? You have the queen out, and not only do you have the queen out, you have to move the queen.
I'm not endorsing any of these white moves, by the way. I'm just playing stuff.
Right.
By the way, these are just. I'm just playing
I know.
fun.
I know. I'm just saying. I personally would have just taken the bishop,
Yep.
and then just because.
There is that knight hanging, so it is interesting.
Right.
And I do kind of start to see the power of D5.
The power. I'm just kidding. All right, but anyway, let's see the rest. Boom, boom. I liked A5. A5 was good. I personally think I would have done A6, A5, B5. But
my idea was, what does it do? Because you're trying to kick the bishop back. I guess the bishop just goes back to B2. Now what have you accomplished?
What have you accomplished?
Yeah. With the bishop on B2 and a pawn on A6 and B5. I guess just continue with
Yeah, you continue.
A5
I guess
then.
you continue the push.
Just A5 after that?
Yeah, A5, I guess.
Yeah. You know
Maybe.
what? Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying what what I would have done in this position is something like that.
Yeah.
I guess a weird move.
Okay.
Are you don't like knights as much as bishops, right?
It's all relative.
All right.
Yes,
So
depends on the situation.
knight A5.
Knight A5.
Could force a trade.
But you have to realize that you're not going to damage the pawn structure with that trade, because they can capture the bishop with the knight again.
Right.
So
I agree with you. I excuse me.
So it might. I don't know. I can't. I mean,
No, I agree. I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
Also, there's you don't force a trade because they're just bishop to D5. Oh, then C6. Okay. Yeah, bishop D5, C6. Okay. Okay, that's an idea. Yeah, I guess for me, like another thought was just like, opposite kings. Yep. Sure. A5. Let's go.
Yeah. No. I liked A5. I liked A5. I just wish you would have made it stronger with A6 B5 or something like that.
Yeah. No, that's all valid. That's all valid. Yeah.
So A5.
D4. Also, by the way, Neve Storth brought up D4 with knight A5.
What's the problem here?
Maybe I'm missing something. Let's see if not captures. What if? What is the line?
I guess maybe what he's saying is, I don't know. Let's improve White's position. All right, so without kicking the bishop out, just because I don't want to kick the bishop out yet.
Yeah, I don't think he played d4 quite yet, maybe.
Maybe he means like now. And then black.
Oh, now we can play d4. Ooh, that's pretty nice, actually.
Black to move or white to move?
Oh, d4 is really nice here pretty soon because the rook backs it up.
Right, so...
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, so there.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, weird. This knight doesn't have anywhere else to go but go back now.
Well, it has a5.
Nobody wants to play. Oh, actually, a5 is good because c6 is weak. This kind of line. Now I like white.
You like white more?
Well, look at the center.
What are you talking about? Black.
White has complete dominance of the center. Okay. Now just bring the knight back. Yeah, this is good. This is good for white, right?
They have control of the center.
Oh, that's a tricky move.
Foo chess is here. Foos.
Interesting. No, it is interesting. It's a position, right?
Yeah.
You want to go back to the main line?
Yeah, sorry.
We just got on this a5 contingent for a while.
So a4. I kind of like this, except that it didn't kind of trap your knight, but it kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason behind that move, by the way, I don't know if you realized what I was trying to do, but I wanted to play c6.
I don't understand c6. Help me out.
C6 so I can play d4 or d5.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole point of that move, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he did this. I kind of like this move anyway.
Oh, this move was great. I was in love with my position at this point.
I thought that move, thought him forcing you to do that was kind of cool. Like
weak sauce.
I'm not asleep. I'm looking down at my phone so I can see the stream because I'm not watching the board.
Like I thought this was cool, and then this happened, and I'm not gonna lie. Immediately when this happened,
you hated my position.
No, I didn't hate your position. I just actually hold on. Let me rephrase this. When you went knight c6, I looked at it. I was like, oh crap.
Right.
I didn't realize it here, but once you went there, I was like, he just got forked if he doesn't realize.
No, I did exactly. And it was such a tough thing to fall back into, and it's like, oh really? Like I'm on the attack, and then I bounce back, and I'm in the middle of the fork business.
Right.
And it was such a just pain, and I don't know what to do here. Whatever.
That's rough. I don't know what to do here either.
I thought forever about stuff, but I didn't like opening the center down the pieces.
Right.
So that was kind of why I played the queen move I did.
I don't know if the queen move was the best move. It was a move, but now we have to kind of think: is it better to
It wins a pawn. At least I get a pawn back. That's kind of the point.
How does it win a pawn?
Because of a4. Or that. There's also been. Oh, I didn't take on a4.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to take that pawn because it was threatening the knight.
So anyway, so here, hey, like right now, like not bad. Like you were playing all right here. You were doing good things, playing, kind of not letting up. Obviously trading isn't ideal. He dropped this piece here. Now I think you're winning. You're up a pawn. But your time management, as is my problem, was bad.
It was weird. I didn't really feel like I was playing my time poorly throughout the game.
Dude, I feel like that so often.
And I was like, I think that I didn't think forever on any one move, right?
I'm with you, man. I am with you.
Do you guys reference the clock every time it's their turn?
No, not every time.
Guy. And then here.
Oh, do you see I hung my queen?
Yes, we all saw that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man. Oh, and the G5 for good measure.
Yeah, we were all like, oh, wouldn't be a game if you didn't play G5. But anyway.
Dude, I had mate on the board, I think, right?
You did have mate.
Didn't I have mate on the board when I lost on time?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
You had mate. It's okay. It was hard to see.
Ah.
I don't even think, Charlie, can you get my game since you're so good at this?
No, because it just continues here. That's it.
Yep.
That's the mate. And like I saw it, but I just
you had 4 seconds, dude. You're fine. Like no one like I don't expect you to do that in 4 seconds. Like whatever.
I saw the mate. That was the thing. I just didn't have the point. I didn't have the I need to get in class with Lafong, you know?
Right. The pre-moves.
Like seriously, the pre-moves would have won me that game in the end. Because I had the time and I saw the mate. I just didn't do it quite. You know, I didn't get the clicking correct.
So anyway.
Shut your mouth, Gilda.
All right, we got one more. We have one more game to review.
Yeah.
No, you had .01 left on the clock when I was ahead and lost to you on time. At least that's what my
Scott's the game up.
What's Scotty doing?
He's just putting my game in here. My atrocious
you didn't go over
game.
yours yet?
Have you been paying attention for the last 20 minutes, Charlie?
Since it went past midnight? No.
All right, so here I'm gonna invite Charlie again if he wants to come in. If he doesn't, whatever.
Is he not even in our room?
Nah, dude, he's rude as anything.
Wait, how is Derek in here?
No, I was watching on my phone, and the lag makes it a little tricky.
All right, so we have this.
I'm in live chess again.
I kind of wish I played Knight E2 here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really have much critique on the perk. It's not my game. I don't know much about it.
And I just messed up.
Are you gonna send me the invite you said?
I already sent it to you, Charlie.
I didn't get it.
All right,
I got it now.
There. Kind of thought that was the only move. Then he drops his queen, and I don't see it.
I really liked all your tactics here.
There were so many tactics. He just wasn't. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is good, right? Like, this is all good. And then knight in, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should play the knight first. Or if I should have just... Ah, the knight first would have been nice. Like I wasn't sure if I should do this first because I was afraid of this and I didn't know what to do.
Just queen takes, right? Queen takes pawn.
Oh yeah, that's the move I missed.
Don't worry, Drew's here to help you.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when things.
It's still no.
That's like seeing a ghost, because I mean the move, like after you see it, is like it's not like it's that tricky. It's just.
That's still not that many places though for his bishop to go. Like I feel like he's still kind of stuck.
I'm not worried about rook c8. Rook c8. I mean, we could do it this way.
Yeah, actually, you just win a rook.
Yeah, there.
Or an exchange. Yeah.
I honestly didn't play. I didn't play this move because
you didn't see queen takes c6.
Queen takes pawn. I calculated all this out, but like I just didn't see queen takes c6, and I'm so annoying. I'm so annoyed at that. Like, oh, that's so annoying.
Oh wait, but there is a different thing that you have to defend against, which is no, you can't. Never mind. That just blundered the queen. Never mind. I was looking at queen d7, but there's the rook on d1. So, dude, yeah, this is nice actually for you.
Like, I'm an idiot, dude. Like, if I should have done something like this.
Yeah, it sucks because that's the kind of move that like, it's there. You know, it's there.
Yeah.
And like you knew it was there, right? Like you kind of felt.
I felt it. I absolutely felt it, which is why I played it the next go around.
Yeah, right.
Your king side is so strong.
Wait, you can still take the pawn. Did you take the pawn next? No, you took the other one.
Yeah, I thought taking. I saw both moves. I thought taking e5 was a stronger move.
You know, it's interesting here. There were a lot of moves at this point. It was very, very complex.
No, there, Scotty. When you went to g1.
Yeah.
With the rook, that is when you could have took their knight.
What? Here?
Rook g1. Now you can take their knight. Never mind.
No, not yet.
Yeah. No, because you can't. Because no, there was something else. Did you move the rook
later.
up eventually?
It's later,
Yeah, it's later.
but I was looking at a different line. I was looking at a different line, which I thought was interesting. Something like this.
Oh, I like that.
And then you have like this, maybe?
No. Not yet.
Why not?
And then what do they do?
They have to block with their knight and move up. You move up, you move your rook up.
Oh, here.
And then you win their rook.
Here.
Their rook. Rook takes on d8. You take on d8.
I mean, that's not. You didn't actually win. Oh, did you win materials there? That was a lot of trading. No, you didn't win any material there. I still think that this attack really opens up the king, though. I think the bishop. I think it's worth it, like the rook and pawn for the two pieces. In this go, right?
So I'm gonna say that this game, I'm not gonna lie, I felt super good about it until my clock ran out.
Well, yeah, right.
No. Like, hear me out. Like, I thought I was doing an amazing job.
You were.
Up until, like, I just ran out of time and I had to, like, start, like, blitzing out moves. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't sure about this rook move. Let me rephrase. I was sure about the rook move. I was sure that I wanted to do the rook move. I didn't know which rook to move. After I moved it, I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe I should have done the other rook to, like, keep this one on the open file. Like,
I definitely think that I liked the H rook better, just because I would have liked that better, just because it, like, what is that rook doing behind that pawn? It just, yeah.
Sure.
Right. But I think
It also is aimed at the king if it's on the G file.
I mean, I guess we stopped here just because we only stopped here just because I wanted to show you that one line, which I thought was good because it opened up the king.
Here. Now, if you had your rook.
Oh my God! I could have taken the knight.
On the G file, now you could take the knight.
And
but it doesn't quite work. Here, I want to show this to you, Charlie. It doesn't quite work, and I'll show you why.
This works absolutely. What do you mean? Not here. Here.
No, and then here, you can't do it right here. You see why? Millennial check.
But here, what I should have played was this.
Nope. Oh, that's a check. Oh, that is a check. Okay, so then, he can't come up. Okay, back. Now what? Oh, you win the queen. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. You just forked the queen.
Yeah. So now
Oh, that's even better.
Dude, like that's what I'm saying. Like this entire game, it felt like I was winning. I had all these opportunities. It was just like when I got low on the clock, it was shit. And I don't need that much time. I need 30 seconds to move. It's just that's why I need to play with increment.
Yep. Yeah, there was the but yeah, I just wanted to point out, Charlie, that when you were talking about all this stuff, you just had to I really wanted to point out that there was a mating threat from Black here.
Yeah, they move up and then they go to D and then the millennial trick, Jesse Cry. Yep.
So. Just, and then this was a great move. Did you see the millennial trick? Is that why you played queen there? Protecting D2, Scott?
No, but that knight, hold on. He could have done his fork then, right then too.
Yeah, he could have. But I'm just asking Scott, did you see that mate?
No. What mate? Oh, no.
If you had played some other move here, let's say you had played like rook here. No, sorry, that's obviously not. But like pawn here, let's say. Okay. Did you see that there was this?
No, I did not. I did not see.
This.
Right, I did not see that. No.
Yeah. That was the threat you were contending with, and then you just got lucky. Because you played the queen.
I wouldn't say lucky.
No, if you didn't see this queen was blocking that mate.
Yeah.
And if he didn't see it, that was the point.
He probably should have checked with the knight and taken the queen.
Again, at this point, I had like 10 seconds left here.
Yeah, I know. I just figured since it was the second.
You did.
It was the second time you could have taken it, so I figured you had done it the second time.
I would say that, except for my time management, I am fairly proud of this game.
Yeah, no, it was a good game.
You played
really well.
Like I thought I played.
Actually, Scotty, to be fair, I think in increment, knowing how great you are with tactics and stuff, you will do better. With me, I think I'm not confident, so I like less time. Because it makes me think that the opponent has less time. Maybe I'll.
I mean,
do better.
I think with increments, I can out tactic people. Let me rephrase this. It's not so much that like I even like need to. I don't like to move unless I like figure out everything. Like I don't feel good about it. You know?
Wow, you sound like one of the characters in my book. Maybe I should change the name to Scotty.
Oh God. So like I don't like to move unless I figure out everything that's available, and that kills me on time a lot. Sorry.
It does, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can take here. I didn't see that. Boom. Dead.
Now you check.
I should have. I could have won this game. I agree with you, Halgilda.
You had so much.
We should be playing with increment. I completely agree with you.
I think though, with the stream's sake, helps us know a definite time when we kind of roughly end and stuff.
Yeah, that's the
10
problem,
minutes.
Hal Gilda, is like we're trying to like if we were to play with increment, the minimum that you can play on chess.com, being a rapid game is 15. Is it 5, 30, or 20? I don't even know. 15, 10.
But it would make our games a lot longer. And guys, it's 12:30 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
And I'm on vacation this week, so it's fine. But if I had to work in the next day,
Yeah. So anyway, like Charlie, like we've talked about it before. If we want to switch to a permanent, not a permanent, if we want to like switch to like doing a little bit less puzzles and just playing more.
I think the puzzles are beneficial though.
I don't.
And they're fun.
I gotta say, I think it depends on the book, because man, that book is weird.
Elfins.
Yeah,
We were just talking about you a little bit ago. How you write, what is it, puzzle books, or what does he write?
Well, he doesn't. He said that, like, one of the things that he said in his initial lessons with David, when David was asking people like what they wanted with their chess, I often said that he was thinking about, you know, being a puzzle writer, composer, I guess is what they call them.
Puzzles are life. Help me solve my puzzle of a life.
Yeah, I think that's your own puzzle, Charlie.
I'm doing a good job, one way or another.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. My life has definitely been a puzzle the last year, but
I think it's cool. You're gonna be moving near the senseis.
oh yeah,
Pretty soon, you're gonna be living in the basement of one of their houses.
doing all of their
Do you
chess.
remember when Cry used to say he was gonna live in the crawl space at David's house?
Sounds
I think
good.
it was the crawl space.
I should ask David what his rent is for the crawl space. I've been thinking about moving to Berkeley actually. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Somewhere in the Bay though.
Yeah, man. I live here too. So.
Where are you? Where are you in the Bay?
South Bay.
Cool. So you're not far from Dripman then.
South Bay. I'm about.
Dripman lives in California too.
I'm about an hour south from him. 45 minutes.
Yeah, Dripman lives in like Palo Alto, I think.
Shh. I don't know if he wants people to know.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm closer to Cartier than anybody else.
But actually, he doesn't. So.
He doesn't.
I'm near Cartier and
but
Chestnut.
I don't think he wants people to know.
I'll forget
cool.
that.
Let's
I'm
figure
not giving out addresses.
Let's figure out a raid. Nordovik, are you streaming or what? Should we raid you?
Nah, I'm not gonna stream.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and raid Neredinsky because I find him to be extremely educational.
Let's do it.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. I know that Charlie was sleeping during the stream, so sorry about that.
I was not sleeping at all.
Have a good one. Oh, and next week, Kostya is going to be joining us. I know he was supposed to be joining us this week, but he couldn't. What else? Friday night fights. I don't think there's anything else going on tonight, but you never know. Make sure you watch Nordovik Drew on the Dojo Scrubs.
I will be back. I will be back on Sunday.
He will be back, and yeah. Anyway, everyone, thank you. Have a great one.
All right.
Cheers.